the priest here is significantly less, more begrudging of letting you guys in. So only about half of the paladins and your team can be in the church at any given time. And beyond that, the priest is like, shoo, get out. Can't have you tracking mud into this sacred place.
Mack will stay outside.
Okay.
Okay, and I think we had time for a short rest. Is that correct? I think.
Yeah, you had time for a short rest. So effectively, you're all back up to full hit points.
Dirk is going to cast what is that thing?
Song of Rest?
Motivational speech. Dirk is going to cast motivational speech, so everybody gets 5 temporary hit points, and it expands your hit points by 5, and you have advantage on wisdom saving throws for 1 hour.
Okay, max hit points increased by 5 temp hit points.
Right, and then affected creature is hit by an attack, it has advantage on the next attack roll it makes. Once it loses its temporary hit points, then it doesn't get the other benefits.
The benefits anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So it's late in the evening. What is it? I think Al and Tree were. Well, actually, who was in the bell tower trying to?
I think Dirk was in the bell tower, and Al went out to get Zumlar and pull him back in. And I think
yes.
Okay, so that was all right. So that was where we ended off last session. There's obviously some sort of fairly quite competent sniper out in the bushes, basically putting arrows into people's necks, and as the battle mistress calls for all the lights to be put out right now, black out all the windows. Nobody pop your head over basically anything over higher than the walls around this place. Okay, so
if you do, make sure you're shielded.
Zumlar has been pulled back, and you've extracted the arrow from his neck. The arrow is quite unique. It has a sort of very thin, lightweight shaft, made of some fiber, some glassy material that's been finely woven, i.e., it's fiberglass, and it has like a modern razor sharp point, essentially as if it's been machined.
Have we seen anything like this?
This looks like something basically like a tinkerer or an artificer might put together, essentially. So, i.e., it's not like the olden bow and arrow. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. But like, is it something that would come from like? This is above table knowledge from the future, or like was this something that like
very so it's techie, it's high, it's
okay,
as if someone basically some great master bowyer or arrow maker had put this together essentially using modern techniques, modern industrial techniques, because you're in the Industrial Revolution, right? So
yeah, so this is like cutting edge.
This is like the same level as a good gun sort of level.
Yeah. Did I remember that Zumlar was poisoned by that arrow, or was that another game?
No, this just has to do with the fact that he got shot through the neck, that it did so much damage. So whoever it is on the other side is, you're guessing, some sort of assassin or expert sniper sort of deal. On the other side, you don't want to get shot by this guy. Someone roll me a random d20 to see how the generic Spud Paladins are doing at keeping their heads down.
Did you take that nat 20 that I got when I was testing?
No.
That's what I thought.
All right.
Paul's not me. Oh, okay. Well.
Sniffer, who's on the roof at this point, notices a paladin basically peek his head over, look around, and catch an arrow directly in the postage slot, basically, of his helmet, and basically keel over dead. You're going Mack himself basically ducks, puts his back against the bell tower at this point. And was like, well, shit.
Wait. So okay. Can Owl plant the gnarly staff in front of the church to give us a little bit of barrier?
Sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, poof. All right, so there's a big tree now that keeps gives cover to everybody on the roof of the building at this point. So there's a big oak basically popping up out of the courtyard. Unfortunately, this means you probably can't see out into the fields anymore, but whoever's out there also can't see you. So, in your internal opinion, that's okay.
Yeah. No, I was
Works for me.
It's just
So
taking
Zumlar
it-
is going to take. Zumlar's going to take a stick, take his helmet off, put the stick on that, like put the helmet on the stick, raise it up so we can see what direction the arrow is coming, and see if we can hone in on where the sniper is.
You've got a
the
good,
intelligence score to
good
pull that
idea
off?
where it's coming from. Basically, all the arrows are coming from like sort of to the east.
I thought you said Weast.
Weast.
They're coming from the west.
The Weast.
Can we
think-
send like a familiar out?
Yeah, no, they're
Something
definitely
like that?
coming from the east. Like all of you who are former soldiers are of the opinion this guy's going to relocate like immediately at this point. If he's even a moderately competent sniper, he's going to be relocating right now.
Yeah. Bernhardt sent his Phoenix out and it got eaten immediately, so I don't know that we're so excited about sending our familiars out. But I think Dirk will put dancing lights
Well,
out.
let's put it
go
this
ahead.
way: we just don't want to send glowing familiars out. The glowing orange the glow in the dark phoenix is probably not the greatest scouting option.
Would be. So Dirk is gonna at 120 perimeter send some dancing lights out to just sort of randomly dance around out there to see if we can catch anything, and also to distract them and keep their eyes undilated, keep their eyes constricted.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so you plant some glowing lights at the full extent of the spell, 120 feet out, and start sweeping them across the terrain to the best of your ability. You notice there's a looking down from the bell tower. You're noticing that there's around this area. There's numerous ditches all over the place, probably for irrigation, but. That pretty much put you out of sight, even from the bell tower. So someone could easily be going down one of these someone could be navigating up and down these irrigation ditches easily and not be within your sight.
Who's got some fire who wants to light those
Your lights
irrigation ditches
also
on fire?
attract the attention of what are obviously some flying vampires as they zoom down to try to nab your lights, only to realize there's no one there, and then zoom back out into the darkness. So there's vampires out there as well.
Oh, gross.
Nobody said intelligence was the vampire's strong suit either.
Well, we have 2 hours till dawn, and so I think this is a good time to stay at the church.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, we know there's flying vampires out there, so I don't yell up to Owl. I send like a message up to her. Hey, watch the skies.
You got it.
Make sure we got no fireballs coming down on us.
Shit, you're right. Is it safe in the bell tower? I can't remember.
Well, Dirk's
Relatively
up there.
so.
I think if you come up there with Dirk, there's not much room to look around, so Dirk was going to stay up there and look in different directions.
Oh, then I'll send it up to Dirk.
Okay, you're looking at different directions. So I need a perception check. Whoever's gonna be your lookout from the top of the building. I think there's
That would be
2 or
Dirk.
3 of you up there, so go. All of you make perception checks
Okay.
or investigation if that happens to be better for you.
Okay, that's 22 for Dirk.
Okay. So
Nice.
Dirk notices that sort of this building has sort of annoyingly enough the same blind spot as the other building, but fortunately you actually have paladins like circling the building at this point, looking in every direction. But you spot off a sort of group of vampires basically swooping down from the sky, basically painted by the stars. So you sort of see a number of black shapes basically congregate in the area sort of to the west of your building. And so there's a group of them getting together for something over there. They are far outside of your dark vision, so the only thing you saw was basically some winged shadows, basically all congregating in a spot over yonder, essentially, maybe about 200 yards away.
Okay, I'll
Do
use
dancing lights reach out that way?
The lights won't reach that far.
they're at
The lights you
120.
have can only reach about 120 feet.
But I'll use telepathy to tell everybody to be on the lookout for something from that direction, because there's a group of them, so we might need like area of effect spellcasting or something interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Battle Mistress, do you relay any of this to the Battle Mistress, the head of the Paladins?
Absolutely.
She immediately calls, was like, everybody didn't cast light, cast it out there right now, to the west. As numerous flares of lights spam the fields to the west of, as you see at least a group of 30 vampires with some sort of like large cauldron-like a device with a fuse burning out of it, rushing towards your building.
Oh!
Hit the device, making sure it explodes on them.
Okay, so we will run around your group at this point. We'll start with Al. What are you doing?
Oh god, okay. I don't know if I can do anything for an incoming fucking bomb.
Well, what's the range on your stuff? Like the longest range thing that you have?
Let me see. I think I'm pretty. Sunlight sphere is like 60 feet.
Okay. So you could hold an action to hit them.
Hold your action until they're within 60 to try to pick off the people holding the bomb. That's a reasonable thing to do.
Okay.
Or to hit the bomb and see if you can explode it early. Either one.
Ooh.
I don't know if radiant damage triggers explosives, but only one way to find out.
The vampires are quick, but they still haven't closed in within. They're probably about 100 feet away at this point. But they are really fast. They're moving. They're gobbling up the distance at this point. As you can see, various paladins that have bows basically trying to shoot them at the battle mistress's command. But there's a lot of them. Lady Emma.
How far away are they now?
About 100 feet.
100 feet. My longest range is 90 feet.
All right. Well, you can just hold until they're within 90, then shoot. Then that's fine.
Hold something.
Huh? Okay, I'm gonna run 10 feet and then I'm gonna
90
shoot my acid arrow at them.
Okay.
How it goes.
All right. So within a moment, they are within range, essentially. So, Al, you're gonna have to wait a little longer. But, Lady Emma, you're shooting acid arrow? Roll to hit.
Oh, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I am doing my best. Oh! Not that great.
Well, roll to hit first. I think you need to roll to hit with acid arrow.
Oh, that would be a good tip, wouldn't it? Sorry, guys. My day is a little bit crazy, to be honest. All right, here we go.
All right, you hit easily. You splat a big glob of acid onto the bomb, and it begins to sizzle. You're hoping it will light it up, but it does not seem to have caused it to explode yet. Krishana.
All right, I am going to see through my familiar. I'm going to send my familiar out and cast light on the closest thing I can find. Dex 16 save.
Okay, so I'm saying there's light cast all over that area right now. So all the available paladins and clerics have all cast light out that area to light it up. So you can see the 30 vampires with the bomb running towards you right now. So you don't need to light anything up.
I cast
Okay,
spotlight.
well then never mind. I will try and shoot at it with Eldritch Blast then at the bomb.
Twice. Okay, there's one hit, and there's a critical. All right, there's a resounding explosion as 20 vampires disappear into a giant crater.
Sweet.
They're
Damn.
just, everybody,
Hell
the explosion is so violent, even like 90 feet away, all of you basically get and get knocked off your feet as the wall in front of you crumbles. Everybody takes 5 points of 5 points of force damage. As you see
I'm
a
still
whole
on the
bunch of
roof. Do I
paladins
take
and
that?
the wall sort of get partially blown away, as there's this perfectly circular crater that has been chopped out of the ground and a mushroom cloud of dirt that has been thrown like easily 80, 90 feet into the air as blue-white magic implodes upon itself, then detonates, and there's just a tremendous crack and explosion. The remaining vampires seem to be stunned and lying all over the ground. And then let's see, someone roll me a d20.
Not me.
Not me this time.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Roll a magic 20 out of your ass this time, Ryan. We'll just see it.
Sorry. I got 14.
All right.
Better than I did, at least.
You see another one of the paladins at this point basically catch an arrow straight through the neck. It's like Steve Martin style. It's like one
Aw.
as he collapses over essentially. And then
I
another
will
arrow
yell-
zips out of the darkness and like strikes another paladin in the neck.
I yell,
As,
someone get rid of that.
As the battle
fucking
mistress
paladin.
basically pulls her forces back around to the front of the church. It's like,
Yeah, can Owl take the tree and put it in front of the giant hole in the wall?
all right, so you run over and grab the tree and block up the entrance basically again.
Yeah.
All right,
Little
it gives you some amount of cover, and then all of you retreat back around the edges of the church and the remaining bits of wall. It's like,
Yeah, I just want to cover that giant crater in the wall.
okay. Well, I'm just saying the crater is like probably about 60, 70 feet out, but it's chopped out like easily like 20 or 30 feet into the ground essentially. So there's this big round hole in the ground, maybe about 60 feet out.
In other words, well done, Krishana. That was fabulous.
It was.
The
I'm going to yell, someone get rid of that fucking sniper.
You're going to use a paladin is using language like that.
Can I fire an acid
story of the
arrow
battle
at
mistress goes
sniper?
like, well, I would send my own men basically, but you're much more advanced warriors than they are, so I would suggest your team head out basically. So we'll try to keep the sniper distracted here with more fresh targets, but you should head out there now, basically, if your intent is to find him. I'll be satisfied with having them driven away, essentially, even if you can't kill them.
I think let's go.
All right, so
Oh, actually, I just had a good idea.
what if I turn into an animal?
Okay, what animal do you want to turn into?
Something inconspicuous. Maybe like a rabbit or something.
Sure. All right.
Okay,
And
You
then,
turn into a hare and like leap off into the fields and hills around and start searching around.
Zumlar's got the zoom.
Dirk would like to cast Disguise Self to look like a vampire, and then he would like to also cast Mirror Image. So there's 3 of him.
Okay, fair enough.
okay.
All right. Are you breaking into multiple teams? You're going as one team, or what are you doing?
I say we have a better chance of finding him if we break out into multiple.
I
Okay.
think he'll take us out one by one. So that's,
If someone
but I
can,
don't know.
if someone can cover me, I can look through my familiar's eyes for this thing.
Oh, that would be nice because if we could find him, somebody could cast a ranged spell or something. But while we're looking for him, then yeah.
Yes, to stay within
Stealth
100
check for
feet.
your familiar at this point, Krishana. So just use your stealth.
I'm sorry, what?
Use your stealth essentially for your familiar. So roll a stealth check. All right. You Your familiar, unfortunately, is not tracking a particularly stealthy path as they pass directly over the moon and catch an arrow through the chest.
Well, that goes that idea. My familiar goes poof.
I don't want to send Whisper. He'll get shot.
Well, Whisper was lucky last time, so whether or not they'll be lucky again, that's a good question.
Dirk wants to head out and see what we can find.
The team heroes start heading out. I need stealth checks for everybody.
One sec. Character.
17 for me.
21.
Okay.
24.
4. Oh no.
Wait, do I have advantage
13.
stealth now because of mithril armor?
You don't have disadvantage because of mithril armor. That is correct.
No, do I have advantage?
No, there is no advantage for mithril armor. Keep in mind, also, you're not in a particularly great situation. You probably want to wear a cloak over your armor because mithril armor is really shiny. Let's put it that way.
And we found out there's a moon, right? So
Yes, there is moonlight going on right now.
Alright, assuming I don't get any bonuses for being a rabbit, then I roll a 20.
Roll 20. Okay, got it.
Okay, well, I rolled a 4, and I'm worried.
So Lady Emma is sort of going along. Does someone? Okay, someone roll a d20 to have the foresight to grab Lady Emma before she gets shot in the neck.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Mack would.
You see Lady Emma basically
Strength check?
ducking down. She's just like walking through the field.
I'm just imagining Lady Emma smacking nipples together.
An unnatural 20 for me.
Okay. So there's an arrow zipping by Lady Emma's head as Zumlar tackles her to the ground. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Do I notice where the arrow came from?
Can I cast Stone Skin on myself?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you have damage resistance at this point. So for all melee and ranged type stuff. Okay, so you take what is it? 3 points of crushing damage due to being tackled by someone. Lady Emma, as you are picking your straw out of your hair. It's like
Dirk is not going with you guys. Okay. Do you, Bernhard? Do you want to try and go together, or do we want to head in different directions?
Well, Bernhard is trying to scout as a beast at the moment. So, all right. So Bernhard, let's see here. So you got a good stealth roll. I need a good perception roll or investigation roll.
Okay.
An owl go.
You have a general idea of where the sniper has to be. They have to be in some of those basically irrigation trenches, like that are maybe about just at about 120 feet.
Are you kidding me? I want to use inspiration on that shit.
Okay.
Do you want Dirk to roll Do you want Dirk to roll perception too? Because that was what he wanted to do. Was get out there and stealth.
All right. So you spot a hooded figure heading like north along one of the irrigation paths at this point. They sort of zip out of your sight. Whoever they are is like they are moving like supernaturally fast, like twice as fast as a human could move.
Okay.
So you're guessing this is probably one of the Davenports, probably Edward Davenport.
Damn it, Ed!
Alright, so I'm going to I'm gonna cast Entangle on him.
Alright. So you try to cast it ahead of him.
Wait, can he cast Entangle while he's a rabbit?
Not at this point, so he has to shift back, but well, I'll assume that happens. So,
Yeah, I'll shift back.
Okay.
all right. You don't hear any rustling inside your entangle. You don't think you got it.
Well,
I rolled a 20, so I rolled a 20.
My DC is 24. Oh, he gets a bonus on top of that. Okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying your bonus cannot be 24. It always has to be the same DC as normal. So it's like, so it's based on your spell DC as normal. So it's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom bonus. So
Yeah.
So it'll probably be higher because you've got the plus clown and +2 wisdom, but it can't be 24.
Like, yeah,
That's
no way it's
the-
24 at level 8.
Well, it's capped unless he has a magical thing, right?
So let me see how this is coming up with how it's calculating 24. Because my character sheet's calculating it for me.
I'm saying the same DC works for the same for all spells. So.
Yeah, so it should be
So it should be 3 plus your wisdom, 8 plus 3, which is 11, plus your wisdom bonus, which is probably 5 or 6. So it's probably about 17, 18. I'm
Unless
guessing.
you've got proficiency in it, right?
No, I'm saying the proficiency is already added.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so it starts at 8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom bonus. So it's probably around 17 or 18 with your.
He does have that thing that gives him +2 to wisdom.
Yes, he
That's
does.
not going to make a
And then-
difference
and
for
I-
4, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Okay.
So, and then
So-
I believe he bought a +1 focus. So
Yeah, I just don't.
17 or 18.
So is there something wrong with the calculation?
Yes, there is. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying.
Why don't we look at that later?
I'm saying,
Yeah.
okay, so we're just going to use the save DC, but either way, he rolled a 20, so he definitely saves. So,
Okay. And then
all right, so
does
there's
Ca-
no rustling inside of your entangled, the entangled briars and thorns that sort of pop up out of into the trench, and you don't think you got them, whoever it is.
So can Dirk see anything? He went out scouting
No,
too.
it's like this is below the level of your sight inside one of those trenches. You do
Okay.
see a giant ball of like vines and briars sort of pop up like 120 feet away though. So you're guessing that's part of your team.
Do I see that as well?
Yes. So all of you see that. So it's hard to miss the entangle itself.
So I'm going to hold my shield up to protect my neck and my vital areas, and I'm going to rush towards it.
Okay.
Mack will
I
see
will-
Zumlar's glowing head run out and follow.
Emma's also gonna follow.
Why is his head glowing?
Because
His
he's
head is
wearing-
glowing. It's just like- it's-
That was a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
He has a shiny helmet. Let's put it that way. So,
Okay.
like,
So nobody cast light on his head was what, because we did have some of that going on. So.
But I am wearing a cloak, though.
Okay. Yeah, you have your cloak up over your head at this point, and you're like rushing forward basically with your cloak pulled tight and your shield in front of you. Okay, so there's all right. An arrow there's a horrible steel on mithril basically grinding noise as an arrow basically pierces partway into your helmet, causing you 28 points of damage. That's Zumlar.
Ow.
Oh dear God.
There's another follow-up shot that zips by you and careens off of your shield. But you have a general idea of where they are at this point. There may be about 40 feet left of that ball of roots over there.
So I'm going to start rushing in that area and get ready to
All right,
draw
you
my
need an
blades.
athletics check to try to catch this person because they are way faster than you normally.
Ooh, a +8 to my athletics.
Yes. All right, and that goes for everybody rushing the sniper's position as well. So
I mean, it's not a net
Athletics?
20, but it's definitely a 26.
all right,
What are
so
we rolling?
you're
Sorry.
getting at this point. The rest of you who are not particularly athletics, I suggest casting spells or doing whatever you're going to do from your current position.
25.
I have pretty good athletics. One sec.
Well, I'm
I got
talking about
15.
like Lady Emma, for instance. Do not try to. I don't suggest making athletics
I
rolls.
think
with the wisdom.
I think you're underestimating Lady Emma's athletics.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait a
Dirk,
minute, I have missed a step.
Ha!
All right, Lady Emma rolls extremely good dice. Lady was like, ah!
Don't ever underestimate. Oops, sorry. Ignore whatever just happened. Don't underestimate a teenage girl.
Lady Emma basically gets a firm look of determination on her face and starts closing the distance with everybody else.
I love it.
All right, you are catching up at this point. They're maybe about 60 feet away at this point. You catch the barest hint of like the top of a hood over the edge of a trench as they sort of bob up and down as they're running. So you're definitely got sight of them at this point. So
Can
what
I
do you guys
cast
do?
Compel Duel?
All right, what is the range on Compel Duel?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, well they're 60 feet away, so you're gonna have to wait on that.
So can I Misty Step 30 feet and then cast Compel Duel?
Let's see. I think your Misty Step is actually casting the Misty Step spell, unfortunately. So
Yes.
no,
So that would be 2 spells in 1 turn.
that would be 2 leveled spells in 1 turn. So no.
I can face step.
Well, there is no phase step for this edition for elves. It is you just get the Misty Step spell.
Okay, Dirk wants to where we caught sight of them. Dirk wants to swarm them dancing lights over there around there to see if we can light up the trenches a little bit.
Right. You zoom your lights over there and to help spotlight that area a little bit. So we'll lower the DC to continue to keep an eye on this person as they move along.
Okay, Emma's gonna cast a Ray of Frost.
Okay, roll to hit. You need to hit AC 23, unfortunately, because they're undercover.
No!
Because all you can see is like the top of their hood over the trench at this point. So, your next round, you will be able to hop into the trench and hopefully have full view of this person.
Now, did Lady Emma take any damage earlier? She took the 5.
You took the 5.
Okay.
Everybody takes the 5 points from concussion from the bomb,
Okay.
and then I think she took an additional 3. She took an additional 3 points for being tackled by Zumlar, so she didn't catch an arrow to the head.
Then we don't have anything for motivational speech, so yeah, sorry.
I'll use a reaction to reduce.
Just let Lady Emma in there and she'll rip his head off.
Okay, so Lady Emma is closing in frost over a little bit of the veil at this point. Krishana, what are you doing?
I guess I'm trying pop shots at these guys.
Okay, AC 23. That, or you can try to close the rest of the distance with a dash up to the trench and just leap over into the trench. Okay, you hit easily. Give me damage.
Hell yeah.
There's some cussing. There's some cussing from over in the trench as you obviously clip this person in the head.
And I'm gonna try and get as close as to the ditch as I can, so I can jump over it next turn.
Okay, so you're gonna have unless you dash this round, you're gonna have to jump in next round. Burnheart.
Okay, so I want to summon my my familiar and do the teleport thing to get next to him.
Your familiar can only be summoned once per day, apparently. So it is done for today.
Right, it's 2. Its wild shape is 2 per short rest.
Yeah, but my understanding is this thing can only be summoned once per day, supposedly, for an hour.
Oh, is that a special thing that it says?
Yeah, if it's a cast familiar, then that's why everybody does it first thing in the morning.
Basically, he summons up like a fiery battle pet.
Oh,
But as far as I know, the thing can only be summoned up like once per day for up to an hour.
Okay.
As an action, you expend one of your uses of wild shape feature to summon your wildfire spirit rather than assuming case form.
Okay, never mind. It is based off your wild shape. All right, so you use up your second use of wild shape basically and summon at this point. Okay, so that's your action, I believe.
Yeah, and then for my bonus action, I teleport 15 feet ahead, and I move 30 feet, putting me 45 feet away. So he's now within my 15-foot range.
Okay, great, perfect.
I use I'm out of actions.
Okay.
Wait,
right,
hold on.
You got a clear view of you see this. You can see what is it? Well, sort of sort of a moderate sort of what is it? This guy dressed in like purple's leather hunting garb, with a sort of medium length cape that sort of reaches just down behind his back. His hood has been lifted away, revealing sort of like bobbed ears like an elf. His skin is like deathly pale, like a vampire's. You recognize Edward Davenport from a previous photo, but it's like a previous painting you've seen in the mansion. He has a heavy long bow and a quiver full of arrows strapped to his back, and a sort of thin rapier sword basically hanging off his hip.
Yeah. So he probably thinks he can get away still.
So he does not seem to be slowing down at the moment.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, Dirk's gonna go ahead and run up to get as close as he can to keep the dancing lights up on him, and he's gonna go ahead and use his light crossbow.
Okay, at your distance, you're at disadvantage, and he has 23 AC. I don't think
He's not within 80 feet.
Not at all.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not gonna work.
Because you have to come. You're gonna have to come down out of the bell tower right now. So it's like.
Oh no! I disguised myself as a vampire and then multiplied myself and went outside to scout with the rabbit, away from everybody else.
So you're scouting with the rabbit. So you're just behind Burnheart at this point. All right. So fine. So he's about 60, 70 feet away at the moment.
Okay. So then I'm probably not going to hit from there. So I'll go ahead and dash to get as close as I can.
So you're effectively up where Burnheart is at the moment. All right. So the two of you are together.
Wait, hold on. So as soon as he leaves my 15-foot threat range, my reaction goes off.
Okay. So what is your reaction?
So I get to cast a spell. And for this spell, I'm going to be casting Scorching Ray, which is a plus 16 to hit. I have 3 of them.
Okay, again, those bonuses are way too high.
Yeah, I don't. That's like level 20 level bonuses.
Yeah, well, so we can manually calculate it.
So it's your.
I have
So it's probably 8 plus 8 or 9 is what I'm guessing. So it's your 3 plus your wisdom bonus plus your focus, I believe.
Yeah, plus, so 6, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Doubtful it's 11.
At the end of the game, we can have you share your screen and then we can look at it.
Should be at least plus 18.
It cannot be plus 18. The game doesn't even work under those numbers.
So
it's going to be 3 plus your wisdom bonus is probably about plus 6.
Yeah.
So that's 9, and then plus 1 for your focus, so you got a plus 10.
Okay, plus 10 then. I don't know why it says plus 16. Okay, plus 10.
Holy crap, yeah, his Scorching Ray does say plus 16.
Yeah, but I don't know why those.
Right, and so, yeah, at the end, let's have him share his screen and we'll go in and look around in D&D, because it sounds like something's a little off.
Okay.
Where's Lady Emma right now?
Lady Emma, you are just about to cross over to jump into the trench.
So do any of those hit?
All of them hit. So give me that. Okay. So give me what is 66?
Sorry, fuck. 2. Is that 3 or just 2? I think I did a Thorn Whip by mistake, but it's the same damage. So 7. So 27?
How do you have a plus 6 to your wisdom? 22 wisdom.
Yeah, so you got a crown of wisdom, essentially, that gives him plus 2
Okay.
wisdom.
And he got a spell focus.
All right, so... Okay, so you have Warcaster, and that's how you're getting the spell. Okay, target only that one creature. So, Scorching Ray applies. All right, so you scorch him, I'm sorry, for an additional 30 damage. Edward basically turns and hisses at you, and then let's see here, blah. Okay, so it is his turn at this point. Let's see here. And we'll do a quick athletics. All right, he dashes along the irrigation trench at some inhuman speed. Once he crosses maybe about 30 feet, his form becomes hazy and insubstantial, and then a little beyond that, it becomes completely non-visible, as if he's turned invisible. That or teleported, but you're guessing invisible or camouflaged is more likely.
If I
Question.
freeze,
Yes.
Can I grab the arrow that got stuck in Zumlar's neck and smell it?
You could just
I'm
smell
trying to get
Zumlar,
Edward's-
he's close to you, so you're probably neck and neck to each other.
Yeah, I sniffed the arrow to try and grab Edward's scent, so I can track him via scent instead of via sight.
Okay. All right, Lady Emma, you leap over the edge. You spot Edward Davenport take maybe about 10 steps and suddenly vanish out of existence. What are you doing?
that's a great question. What am I doing?
You as a wizard, your opinion as a wizard is that, okay, it's unlikely they teleported. Teleport has sort of different effects, so it's likely that he just turned invisible.
Okay, if I cast Ray of Frost, will the frost turn him invisible again?
Probably not. You probably need to cast some sort of area effect over the area to try to catch him at this point. Something so
Emma,
pinpointed
please.
you're probably not going to hit somebody that's invisible, because you're taking a
Disappointed
real
in you.
shot in the dark as to where he is at the moment.
Just fireball.
Fireball, you
Yeah.
got it. We love our fireball. All right,
Just fireball.
fireball it up.
All right. You hear this shriek as your fireball goes off, lighting up this slim humanoid figure, getting him on fire.
Am I close enough to
Okay,
cast,
so,
like, help person?
so Edward takes the full damage, just like ah. He seems significantly unhappy as he sort of does the combat roll to try to put himself out in the damp ditch.
Whoever said they were disappointed in me, you're correct. I don't know why I'd ever use anything but fireball at this point.
Exactly.
All right, he seems to be very visible again now that he's on fire. But he is also really far away, much further away than you thought he would be at this point. He's almost 80 feet away.
Is he closer to 60?
He's closer to 80 feet away.
Okay.
But, Al, you close at this point. You see the fireball go off. You have a general idea where you should shoot at this point.
Okay, I was just gonna say, because I could, I could cast Sunlight Spear, huh? That'd be a good idea. Let's do that.
All right.
Sunlight Spear has a range of 60, not 80.
Yeah, I'm just saying we'll call it close enough in this
Because
case.
she had movement first, and then she could.
You
throw
had
it,
movement as well, so in theory.
Gotta love it. Close enough.
So
Yeah.
close enough. So we're gonna say just close enough. Roll to hit with disadvantage because he's still. Well, actually, I think we'll just make it consistent with everybody else. He has 23 AC because he's covered. He has almost full cover from the trench.
Okay. Well, because then I could cast Sunlight Spear, or I could cast Hold Person just to keep him in place.
Whole person is not going to work on undead, unfortunately. So.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll roll.
There goes my plan.
No
So
longer
I'll roll
human.
Sunlight Spear, and I roll it Once or twice?
Well,
Okay,
just,
well,
roll to hit once, essentially. You need to hit
Okay.
AC 23. You have probably about plus somewhere between +6 and +8 to hit, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I had a +6, but I still only got a 12.
Okay, so that is definitely a miss.
Yeah.
Sunlight Spear impacts against the side of the ditch. Zumlar.
Right.
Let's see. So I was also going to like run and then use hold person, but that's out of the question.
Do you have Fairy Fire?
I don't, but I do have Hunter's Mark.
Right, well, that's good enough. So you can keep tabs on him if you can plant Hunter's Mark on him.
That's 90 feet.
All right, so no problem. You crest over to the side of the ditch, make a sharp cutting gesture with your hand, and as you call upon the old gods of Tirnanog and mark your foe. Okay, so you have Hunter's Mark on him at this point. All right, you can take a shot at him if you have something you can shoot with. Otherwise, but he is 80 feet away.
I'm going to grab my my javelin and put the maximum smite I could put on it.
Well, you can't smite with a javelin, but you can roll to hit with it. You're roll to hit with disadvantage. You're beyond the short range of a javelin.
Let's see, it's a +8 to hit. It misses.
Okay, go.
Barely misses.
All right, Mack.
All right. Can I keep chasing him?
All right, athletics
Double
check
dash.
athletics check to try to run him down.
Oh, that's not good. That's a 13.
All right, you.
I rolled really low.
You clip the top. You trip over the top of the ditch and land in an unceremonious heap, basically at the bottom of the muddy trench. You roll back up to your feet and start chasing after him, but he has definitely got a good 40 feet on you still.
I have 40. Just to be sure, my movement speed is 40 feet.
Yes. I'm just saying to see whether or not you catch
Yep.
up to him or not. So,
No, I know. All good. All good. I definitely whiffed that one.
All right, Dirk.
Okay. So how far away is Dirk at this point?
So you're at the 80 feet.
I'm 80 feet. So, well, I guess I'll go ahead and Misty Step to get. That's 30, right?
Yes.
I'll
so
Misty
you're
Step
50 feet.
30, and that'll be my bonus action, and then I'll go ahead and use my movement, which will be another 25, and then I guess I'm going to go ahead and crossbow because I don't have a lot of other extra stuff, so we'll go ahead and
Okay.
try. Now, am I close enough? That's within 80 feet, and I've got the dancing lights around there. Can I do that at regular, or is that going to be a disadvantage?
It's at regular.
Okay. Okay, so that's not it. Okay, that's a 17 to hit. So both of those missed, but I've still got dancing lights, and so I'll tell everybody as best I can where he is and try and stay close.
Okay. All right, everybody give me a perception check at this point. DC 13.
Can I sniff him out still? So I
Well, he's-
advantage on this, or
Quite
just
visible
normal?
because he's like partially on fire, so it's not that he's hidden at the moment.
I got a 10. I'm rolling horribly.
I got a 15.
Yeah,
I'm stuck in
15
a
as well.
ditch.
21.
I also have Hunter's Mark
Nice.
on too, so.
All right. More than half of almost everybody except Burnheart basically fails to notice that there are vampires sneaking up on either side of you at this point to cut you off from getting at Edward Davenport as they come pouring over the sides of the ditch.
Yeah, I
What about
announce it.
the Paladins of Mercy?
So that was a DC 13. Dirk got a 15, and Zumlar got a 21.
Paladins of Mercy were basically lighting themselves up and making themselves targets so that you would have this opportunity effectively.
Yeah, I got a 15 as well.
I got a 10.
Yeah.
So I'm saying 2 out of the most of your group essentially notice.
Okay. Well,
I'm
Dirk's
stuck in
gonna
a ditch.
scream. Dirk's gonna scream telepathy. Yeah.
Okay.
He
Well,
doesn't
I'm
like
saying it's like
Mm.
Bernhard is calling it out, Zumlar is calling it out, but it is too late as they're already assaulting you at the people at
Okay.
this point.
All right.
Use telepathy to call for Ladies of Mercy.
Okay, you're all right. So Zumlar is saying, call the Paladins of Mercy and basically to help pull these guys off of us.
That's a 30-foot range, so I'd have to run back to do that.
Okay, well, does anybody have the message cantrip? That would
No.
probably be Lady Emma, possibly.
I don't think so.
I guess I can do Misty Step and then run, but then I'd be within 30, I think.
Okay, give me a sec here.
Okay.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
It's gonna be ouchie time.
All right, Bernhardt, your slash bar, 8 points of slashing damage. Krishana miss. Lady Emma. Oh, never mind. I keep on forgetting.
You're taking my necrotic defenses into control, right? My resistance.
So you can cast shield at this point if you want to basically up your AC by 5. So
Okay. I have an automatic necrotic defense. My resistance.
okay. You're an abjurer, right?
Well, I'm a celestial. I'm an Aasimar.
No, I'm saying what type of wizard are you?
What type of wizard am I? Yeah.
Evocation.
You're an evocation wizard. Okay, so I don't know. I don't think evocation wizards get any defensive shield. I know the abjuration wizard gets an extra bonus bucket defensive shield whenever they cast an abjuration spell, but yeah, that'd be it.
Okay.
And I have shield.
I think
You,
she's saying
you
she
have
has
the
resistance
shield
to
spell, however,
necrotic
you could
damage.
greatly increase your AC at this point to try to stave off getting hit by some of the vampires. So
I also have Shield of Faith I can cast myself. Or
yeah, but you
someone
can't
else.
do it as a reaction, is what I'm saying. So
No, I'm thinking it was the other one. Okay.
okay, let's see here. Okay, Krishana, you're still missed, even with advantage. Lady Emma, you are hit for 8 points of slashing damage. Owl, hit for 8 points of slashing damage. Zumlar, missed entirely. Mack, hit for 8 points of slashing damage. Tree, hit for 8 points of slashing damage. All right, so vampires, half man, half bat vampires come screaming over the edge of the screaming over the edge of the irrigation ditch, basically, and start tussling with you. There's easily like 15 or 16 of them.
Can I yell and for the Ladies of Mercy and say, "Hey, we need assistance over here."
Okay, fair
We're
enough.
getting swarmed.
You do so.
Oh, I still have stone skin.
All right, so have that damage. You take 4 instead.
Okay. I was like, there's something weird here. Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
that's correct. So I think stone skin also increases your AC. I need to look up. Stone skin. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing for an hour, and it does require concentration. Okay.
Do the Ladies of Mercy give any kind of they hurt? Paladins of
It's hard
Mercy.
to tell. You're in the middle of battle at this point, so you're just sort of yelling over the top of the ditch and hoping that somebody comes at this point. Okay, we're top of the round then. Bernhardt.
Okay, so I want to cast. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. I'm gonna move 30 feet, fiery teleportation, and then except this turn I'm gonna do. Should I do Thorn Whip or Fairy Fire, guys?
Fairy Fire would hit an area of them, and then we could see them, and then we'd have advantage on all of our hits. So.
Well, he's going after Edward Davenport, so he's
okay.
teleporting away right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm saying,
just
but I
engaging
could.
using teleport and basically chasing after Edward.
Not such a high DC. That's difficult.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna do Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fire. All right, got it.
It's a dex save.
Okay, so right, looks like he escapes your Fairy Fire, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
let's see. Fortunately, you're targeting his high save, so it's just like.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Krishana, what are you up to? You make the heather around him glow merrily, but he dances out of the way.
I am going to jump onto the opposite side of the ditch.
Mm-hmm.
Are there vampires around me?
And everybody's engaged with these 16 vampires. They're in the middle of your party right now.
So I will try and back away and shoot at some of them that are close at me.
Okay, roll to hit. Okay, you have 2 attacks, so well, never mind. Roll to hit twice, I guess. Okay, there's that is a miss. Okay, I guess both of those are misses. They have 15 ACs.
And can I try and go find cover?
If you move away at this point, you're going to take attacks of opportunity.
I will. Yeah, I'll take attacks of opportunity and try and move away.
All right, got it. All right, you get hit once for another 8 points of damage. As another vampire manages to chew on your leg on the way out. But you are now 30 feet away, basically, from the sprawl of the melee, and you've climbed up on top of the up on top of the ditch at this point, and are waving the paladins over towards your location. Emma.
Fireball.
Owie!
You're just gonna point blank fireball. Oh, never mind. You're an evocation wizard. You cast the donut-shaped fireball that avoids everybody on your own team.
Oh.
As you just point blank fireball the ground, and basically it miraculously misses everybody on your own team.
Amazing.
Yay!
Love that.
Oh, I love the smell of cooked meat in the morning.
I just watched that movie last night. Smells like victory.
All right. There are 6 vampires still alive after you cast this thing.
Nice.
Out of the 16, there's like everything else incinerates into ash. And everybody's basically touching themselves to make sure they basically didn't have their ass burned off, and it's like, and giving basically Lady Emma appreciative thumbs ups. All right.
Yay.
Ow.
Okay. So I want to save like my other 2 spell slots if I ever get Edward. Like I think just slash twice with the Sword of Virtue.
Okay.
Let me do that. All right. So I'm gonna roll twice. So the first one's a 13. Damn it.
Okay. With bonuses, right?
Yeah, with bonuses.
Okay.
But the second one's a 20.
All right.
so-
Very good.
All
All
right.
right.
So
You slash one of the already very injured vampires, and they incinerate into ash once your golden blade zips through them.
Yay!
Right, so you're down to 5 vampires at this point. Okay, so this is where Edward normally will act.
Dirk didn't get to do anything yet.
If he, yeah, so Dirk needs to.
Because I don't think that at this point Battle Mistress is probably aware of us, right?
Yes.
So there's really no reason for me to Misty Step out and telepath her, so maybe I can stab somebody?
Okay, so what are you doing?
Well, if I'm close enough, I'll go and hit somebody with my rapier twice.
Okay, there's 5 vampires left still.
Okay, so 18 on the first one.
All right, you incinerate, you stab it straight through the jaw, up into its brain pan, and it incinerates into ash.
And 14 on the second one. Does that hit?
You need 15, so that is
okay. Yeah, and then can I have sneak attack since it's engaged with multiple people?
Well, 14 still misses, so no, you cannot sneak attack.
Well, on the first one that I hit, that did 17.
I'm saying he's dead.
Oh, he died. Okay, well, never mind. Okay.
Handful of hit points. All the ones that are left have a handful of hit points left,
okay.
So any hit will take them down.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Edward spins around in a tight circle, and you see the pointy end of an arrow pointed aiming towards your heart, Burnheart, and well, I guess he actually does it. All right, so an arrow basically literally shoots 2 arrows, basically dance off his bow, and basically one of them solidly gets you in the heart for 28 points of damage
Ooh.
Okay.
as he crits.
Yeah.
No.
As you're going, oh!
Yep. That hurt.
I
I'm
love
down to-
how like it cuts out sometimes, so it's just like, oh, it is so, it's so
Yeah.
good.
So he did not leave my threat range?
No, he does not leave your threat range, so he just spins around and shoots you.
Okay. Well, boys, he wasted his movement action.
All right.
We're
All right,
good.
so he only got you with one of the shots, which is good. So,
Yeah.
all right,
That's
so
very
he basically wipes away some of the ash from his face. You can see that Brunard, you have some experience with vampires from a past encounter before. It's like he's like, you notice that he is regenerating. It's like normal vampires don't regenerate from getting hit by fire or holy damage. Because you can see the ash just wipes away from his face and he's revealing like white flesh again rather than burnt up meat.
Okay.
All right, and let's see here. What? Okay, so we had Zumlar, and then
I did not go yet, actually.
you did not go yet. Okay, Zumlar,
No.
what are you doing?
How far away is
He's about 80 feet away.
Let's see. I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to dash towards Edward.
All right, you close. We'll just say you're effectively within combat range at this point, but that is your action. And move.
Yep.
All right, so you've got back up at this point, Bernhard, right next to you. Mack.
What's
All
his name?
right. He didn't move away from us, right?
No, he turned around to face Brunhart since he didn't want to take another spell to the back.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like Lady Emma.
Well, I didn't
I
like
should've
Lady
smited.
Emma. I didn't like Brunhart basically searing Ray him in the back as he was trying to basically get away. So
Goddamn kids.
I should have smited instead, but I got greedy.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to
Still
rage.
very good. All right. So Mac, what are you doing?
I'd like to rage.
You likewise pull up at this point. You, however, will actually have an attack.
Mm-hmm. 2 grapple says since he is vampire, I still can't fucking hit him. But can I grapple him?
Sure.
Athletics check, right?
Yes.
It's 1. That's a 25 for 1.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right. He slips your first grapple because I rolled a 20, unfortunately.
Yeah. Another one for 21.
All right. He slips your grapple entirely.
Action surge.
Okay.
Get him, Mac!
He slips that one too.
I'm making him waste all his
What the
20s,
heck?
guys. 17.
All right.
You just rolled. Oh
I'm
my
pretty
god.
positive
You
you
rolled,
don't get him this. Oh, you don't get him this time. All right.
Ah!
he rolled
Edward is basically doing the tango around you. It's like, ha ha! Toro! It's like Olsen using his cape. to
Well,
drive
guys,
you on.
I gave it my best. Your turn.
He grabs your hand, starts actually do the tango with you.
All right, Dirk.
Okay, how close is Dirk?
Essentially, you can be within melee combat or you can be at range. So, your call.
Okay, and how many vampires have we killed? All the vampires?
There's 4 vampires. So
Okay,
if you
why don't
actually
Yeah, I think I'm going to stab vampires and let you guys, because it's just like my movement is not that great. So there's one that is a 13 to hit, so that misses. And that is a 14 to hit, which also misses. So that's good. And I will pass. I will cast Bardic Inspiration on Mac.
Okay, so the vampires go into a frenzy and rip and tear at various people. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I got 4 hits out of that. Let's see who those hit.
Hey Mac, are you right next to me? Or is that too more?
I'm up in
Yes,
Davenport's
Mack is next
face.
to you. Zumlar is next to you, and so Mack, Zumlar, and Burnheart are all together right on Edward at the moment.
Okay. I still have a reaction this round, so if any of you take damage, I can reduce it.
All right, Krishana, you are hit by the critical for 14 points of damage as one of the vampires drives its claws directly into your neck. Lady Emma, you take 8 points of slashing damage, and then who's number 4? Owl, you take 8 points of slashing damage. As the remaining vampires go into a frenzy and start hacking and clawing at people, attacking even faster and with more fury as they're really close to death, apparently. Back up to the top to Burnheart.
Okay. Burnhart's gonna do... So he's like... He didn't move, so he's still within 15 feet of me. So I'm gonna use fiery teleportation to get behind him. So he's gonna take... He's gonna take this. If he dex save for half. So I guess that's only like 4 damage.
Whatever, I'm just going to take the damage and I can bother rolling. 5 points. Keep on going.
Okay, and then for my... And then I'm gonna use Thorn Whip, which is... Oh, my shit's messed up because I can't use it. So here we go for Thorn Whip. I'm just gonna use a regular whip attack. It should be... I think it should be +6, 7, +7 instead of +5.
It's effectively the same as your Scorching Ray. It should be +9 or 10.
Oh yeah, but it,
You got a lot of bonuses on it.
it should be +10.
Yeah.
So 12.
It's actually the same for all your spell attacks at this point.
Yeah, that's probably a mess.
Yes, that is a mess.
All right. Well, fuck. All right. I guess I'm done with that turn.
All right. You notice him pull out his rapier in one smooth motion and basically spin around, stab behind him, and spear Burnheart for 12 points of damage. Damn it.
Okay, guys. I'm not doing great.
Krishana.
I am going to attack one of the vampires that's near me, trying, get myself isolated.
Okay. All right, you've got 2 attacks, so roll 2d20. All right, the first one's a miss, second one's a hit. Another vampire disintegrates into dust, leaving 3 vampires left.
Don't.
You have a vampire, basically, that is trying to chew through your neck.
Is there a way to pull up a log of what I've done to my HP?
Probably not. So it's just whatever I've been telling you, essentially. So
Okay.
I've got it all, but I'm busy typing the new stuff. So do you need me to go back and do an audit or?
I think I had 25 HP, and then
We started at full HP because we took a short rest at the church, and everybody used their hit dice, and Krishana and I both cast Song of Rest. So we started off at full hit points coming out of the church.
So it's probably... So there's 5 damage from the mega explosion, and then probably 8 damage from a vampire, and 28 damage from getting shot in the chest with a critical arrow.
I think I'm at 13.
And then 12 points from the reverse rapier stab. And that's where you're at this point, as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, because when I typed in 13 damage, it healed me instead of dealing the damage. And so it put me back up to 25, and I was like, all right, so I'm at 13. All right.
13. All right.
Cool.
All right. So Emma.
Alright, how far away? So I have 3 vampires facing me, and how far away is our main dude?
Main dude is probably about 60 feet away from you at this point.
Okay. Can I cast a very targeted fireball at our main dude?
Yes, you can. So
Okay.
just this is a feature of your subclass of Evocation Wizard. You can cast area effect spells and not include your own team. So
Which is
That's
sweet.
very cool. I love that. All
That's
right.
So you basically create the super targeted fireball, basically that puts a hole right everywhere where your own team is, and basically catch Edward. All right. Let's see.
Oh.
Save. Okay. Edward makes a save, so he takes half of that for 16. He seems unhappy. He's even more on fire than he was before. All right. Al. So Edward is not looking super great, by the way. So just to make that super clear, he has several holes in him. You can see bone and like exposed flesh in several places from burn marks, from getting fireballed twice and searing raid in various choice places. So, Al.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far away is he from the group? I'm sorry.
60.
He's 60. Okay.
Now, everybody that didn't close, he's 60 feet away. So the only people that closed distance, as far as I know, were Burnheart, Zumlar, and Mack at this point.
Okay. Can I close in and try to go heal Burnheart real quick?
All right, you're gonna have to disengage from a vampire in order to do this. So you would take an attack of opportunity. Do you wish to do this?
I think I could take a decent hit.
Yeah.
Sure.
You have a super high AC, so you're unlikely to be hit. Okay, you aren't hit. So
Yay!
the vampire takes a half-hearted clank against your armor, and you dash on up to do some healing.
All right. Yeah. So I got 20 for my lay on hands pool. Is that okay to give all that to Bernhard?
That's fine.
Okay, so the 3 of you are in melee with Edward at this point. All right, let's see here now. All right.
So that's 20 to Bernhard.
Yeah. It's 20 to Brune. Got it. All right,
Adam.
so I need to have Edward take his normal action. Let's see here.
Ouch.
You've been a thorn in my side, Druid.
Wait, I'm reducing the damage that she takes as a reaction. It is. Where did I put it? It should be 1d10. Why is my shit so hard to find? Here, I'll just roll a d10.
Is he within 60 feet? Bernhard?
Yeah,
Huh?
I believe so.
Yeah. Cutting words.
Barbs?
I'm using cutting words.
Cutting words. Okay, got it.
You.
Okay, so. All right, so the first one, let's see, so that goes down to a 13, it's plus 10. Okay, I think that's no hits, unfortunately. All right, so.
Oh, you take 4 less damage. Sorry, wasn't that
4
great?
less from the. Okay, so. All right, he stabs you down to basically 2 death saves down.
Who's down?
So Bernhard, I'm assuming you're going
Bernhard,
to be
yeah.
knocked out by 39 hit points. So he stabs you to the point where you are unconscious and downed, and with 2 death saves ready expended.
Ooh.
He doesn't manage to kill you in one shot, basically, but he
took
he
me
makes
from
you very close to death.
He took me from 45 down to.
Oh, you got healed basically, but you should have had 13. So, all right, so you're just unconscious at this point then.
How much damage did he do? What the fuck?
So he did a total of 45 damage. So
He's a big bad evil guy, you know.
Okay, yeah. All right, so that would put me at exactly 0.
Okay. All right, so he knocks out Burnheart, but does not kill him. Okay, I forgot you got healed for 20 in there, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
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 All right, so Zumlar, it's your turn.
Okay. I believe I'm within 15, 30 feet of him.
You are in melee range. You closed the distance essentially last round.
Okay, so I'm gonna just stab him.
Okay, roll to hit.
And I'm going to use max smite on both hits.
Okay, so let's see here. So are you going to call Oath of Enmity on this guy? You are a Vengeance Paladin, right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to call Oath of Enmity so you can have advantage on your strikes?
And you
Yes.
and you called Hunter's Mark on him, right? Does that do anything?
You already have Hunter's Mark, so just call. It'd probably be worthwhile to do Oath of Enmity. Okay, so advantage on all your hits. So go ahead.
Nice. Hee. Sorry.
I'm assuming there's some crits in there. It's very feasible that there are. So it's like.
Yeah, there's one crit, and so I got 30 for that one, and then 29 for the other.
All right, so Edward disintegrates into ash at this point as your holy blade glows with divine energy, and as you call upon the wrath of Tir Nanog on him, his head goes flying off into the distance as his whole body incorporates into this glowing green mist.
I go chasing after his head like a ball.
Okay.
Ball. Mine.
All right, so you go grab Edward's head, and as his body continues to float away in the distance. Does someone try to do anything to his body?
Fireball!
I look at
love to.
Emma. Look at Lady Emma and say, "Hey, just burn it."
Okay,
Fireball.
well, let's. Does someone stabilize Burnheart while he's down on the ground?
I was going to healing light him.
Okay, so how much healing light are you going to put on him?
3 d6.
Okay, so 4 to 12 hit points. Burnheart,
Okay,
you're up to 12.
and Dirk puts 14 on him, second level healing word.
Okay, so you're up to
So I can do that from 60
26.
feet.
I'm going to touch Burnheart and give him. I do not have. Okay. Oh, I'll give him 20 lay on hands.
Holy shit, guys! Thanks.
Yeah.
Burnheart is jumps back up, basically like, haha! My heart is whole again.
Yeah.
Stabbed through the heart 3 times.
I'm at 2/3 health again. Holy cow.
About this period of time, as Mack leaps out of the ditch to go fetch Edward Davenport's head, a vile cloud of bats descend upon all of you and begin biting and tearing at every exposed bit of flesh. I need con saves for everybody.
Did I get a chance to heal myself too? One cure wound?
No, everybody had a round, and that was about it.
Okay.
Okay, what's the
for
DC?
my round?
Yes.
Oh no, that's not going to be good.
Sorry.
Yes, for your round, what do you want to do?
I'd like to.
14, and remember, you guys get like a +3 or so for +2. Sorry.
I'd like to cast.
Oh, okay. So that,
Is it
Cure-
+3 from both of us? From
No, it does not stack.
It doesn't stack.
You're not going to stack Paladin protection.
a 3rd level cure wounds on myself.
All right, gotcha.
okay, what's the DC on the
22.
con save?
DC is 16.
Ooh, just made it.
Okay, I think I'm still wearing my
Yeah, me too. Okay, so did Matt get the head?
Mack is the only one not affected by this, as everybody.
Oh,
was.
I'm fine.
Because I think we need to pour some holy water on it. Mac, pour some holy water on his head.
I was gonna say we should take his teeth.
No,
Well,
we
that's
should
me.
pour holy water on it. We don't want him to regenerate, right?
I want his
Mac,
teeth so bad though.
Mac, give
No.
me a perception check to find the head out in the bushes.
Oh.
Can I add advantage to this for the smell?
Sure.
Nice.
16. Wait, no, that's survival. Which I think is still the same though.
That's good enough. All right, you find the head like underneath a bush and pick it up. You hear Davenport's disembodied voice is like, "Well, looky here. It looks like the mutt found me."
Oh, great, good to know.
You might want to help your friends. I'm sure the vampire bats basically are tearing into them as we speak.
I will pick up the head.
You see this cloud of bats descend, and there's a lot of screaming from the screaming and yelling from the trench behind you.
Oh, that's not good.
Fireballs.
Okay, so everybody who fails takes 20. Full damage, half damage is 10, and DC 16.
Oh, shoot.
Dex save?
No, that was con save.
Con save?
There isn't any diving away from the bats, unfortunately. It's just like resisting effectively.
Oh, but Dirk has mirror image up, so we need to see if it hit him or one of his mirror images.
Mirror image doesn't affect area effects, so.
Oh, okay.
I will just say your mirror image is still up for all intents and purposes. In technical terms, it should be instantly taken down as everything in the area gets hit. Okay, so all right, so vicious vampire bat swarm basically rips into all of you and starts tearing at you. You hear Edward's disembodied head talking to you. Mack is like, you might want to watch your own back. I hear there are vicious wolves out in these hills. As you hear the mournful howl of a pack of wolves as they sort of crest over a hill and start look and peer at you with their sort of glowing eyes as there's more than maybe a dozen wolves basically crested over the top of the hill.
My head.
Kill him. Like,
put some holy water on it. That's worth it.
Yeah.
Everything else is going to calm down if we take him out.
Mm-hmm. I uncork one of my holy... is this an action or a bonus action to feed a potion to an item I'm holding?
Well, let's put it this way. I'll allow you to pull all your holy water out of your pack, provided you can find it quickly. So roll me a sleight of hand to like fish all the holy water out of your pack.
All right. Sleight of hand. Ooh, 18. 16 plus 2.
All right. You unfortunately packed it all together as you pull out. Okay, so you pull out all your vials of holy water. How many vials do you got?
I think I just have. Let me check my inventory. I know I have at least one. Where is it? I have 2.
All right. You packed it together with your vampire hunter's kit as you rip that out basically and smash the holy water over this guy's head and then take a stake and pound it through his skull.
Damn.
Okay, so
Damn.
Damn.
All right, so I need to
oh god damn.
All right, so the head isn't going anywhere, so I guess just roll me a damage roll essentially.
What do you want?
2d6 for the stake plus your strength bonus, then 4d8 for the holy water.
All right, hang on. 2d6. Strength bonus is 3 for the stake. So 14. Rolled well. What was it for the holy water?
4d8.
Plus anything or just 48?
Just 48 straight. You don't add anything to it.
9.
All right,
more with the stake.
Like part of Edward's face is melted away. His head, you can see his skull is obviously fractured in multiple places, where the stake has been driven through all the way into the ground. At this point, it's just like you pegged his mouth and head to the bottom of his mouth into the ground, so he's not talking to you anymore. At least, it's like.
Still alive?
It'll be over soon.
So he's a vampire. So Dirk is gonna scream, "Owl! Hit him with your holy water mace!"
Can I?
I start running over. I run over like Jack Sparrow with a jar of dirt, except I have Edward's head in my hands.
I have Edward's head.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to hit. It's like as there's this blinding cloud of bats biting at every exposed bit of your flesh at the moment.
Damn. Natural 20. So for
Woohoo!
28.
All right, so we're just gonna say spend. Do you have any spell slots left for smite?
I don't want to use them. If I
No,
don't
take
have-
him out to take out the big guy. That's the thing. This
Oh,
is the
okay.
time. Yeah.
I do have 2 spell slots for smite.
Cross off one of your spell slots as you smash the Edward Davenport's skull into smithereens. Bits of brain go splattering all over the place. And Edward's sort of once handsome face is basically scattered into a large pulpy mess of a puddle on the ground. The bats at this point seem to lose all volition and fly off into the distance. The wolves sort of like peer at you curiously from over the hill, and then all howl in unison, oh! And then disappear over the hill.
Please.
Yay!
Thanks, Mac.
I threw it to you like an alley-oop, and you just sort of like you spiked it into the ground.
I know.
Just,
Cross off another holy water because we'll assume you had loaded holy water in there.
Right.
Yes.
Does anybody have a bonfire or something? I really want to burn the goo that's left and make sure he's gone.
Create bonfire.
Yeah,
Right,
let's
so
fry it.
You scoop up the bits and throw them into the bonfire. Or you cast the bonfire on the goopy bits.
Yeah, exactly. Just burn it down.
All right.
I started making Tusken Raider noises.
A vapor that was Edward Davenport's body sort of seems to dissipate into the wind, and as if it has lost complete coherence at this point.
All right.
Mock another one down!
The paladins rush up behind you at this point. There's you can hear random skirmishes and the clang of steel off in the distance at this point. It's like as Victoria, the battle mistress, runs up to the edge, just like, well, looks like you got another Davenport.
So let's tell her we poured holy water on it and we staked the head and we let it on fire. Do you need to do anything else to the head?
I have no idea, essentially. That library that you found may have held the secrets to the Davenport's immortality. But I'm guessing Bernard Davenport is more like a lich than he is a vampire.
At this point, I figure you might be right.
In the fact that essentially nothing we threw against him basically caused his body to discorporate. So I'm guessing he will reform eventually.
Okay.
All right. So the paladins, you and the paladins retire. They apply some first aid to everybody, so everybody heals up 5. They are out of healing magic themselves at this point.
Can we get a short rest so that we can
Yes, you can certainly have a short rest.
Okay.
As you all basically come back to the church, set up a camp as you uneasily look out over the moors. It feels like this night is never going to end, but of course dawn must come eventually. As you see the sun begin to rise over the horizon, it's misty and faint behind a perpetual fog that seems to have like poured in over the moors at this point. But it is daytime at this point. Hopefully enough to keep the vampires at bay.
And everybody can add 1d6 healing onto their healing because I'm going to cast Song of Rest.
I'm gonna sing along with her too. Song of Rest.
So is that
2d6 then.
So 2d6.
2d6?
Then I'm gonna use 2 hit die for the short rest,
Ah.
and that should give me 4.
All right, you travel over to the closest town, which is let's see here. Which is Winchestershire. As Mack basically Gesundheit. It's like, no, that's the name of our town. That's the name of our town. All right, so there's this one-track town, maybe made of about 10 houses. You didn't come through here originally. You came through a different township. But this one seems to be on your path directly back. If you're heading directly as the crows flies back towards London, some dreary-looking individuals that don't look like they've seen sunlight for a long, long time because they're translucent and ethereal, aka pasty white.
So let's see if we can gather them together, and Dirk's gonna hit him with the dispel magic wand.
Okay. The headman of the village, the mayor, our burgomaster, is like, don't rightly see why we have to do this, but all right. If the Sisters of Mercy say so, I guess it must be all right. Right, you, Sally, and your brother Jake, go gather everybody up. So there's a flour mill, sort of windmill-based flour mill. There's a little bit of a stream, not enough to essentially to run a water wheel, so they have a windmill instead. There's a little bit of a breeze that sort of that runs the flour mill and causes it to creak incessantly, giving the whole town this sort of like eerie creaking noise. Yeah, so there's a lot of pale English people out in the countryside here as they're all sort of looking at you expectantly.
So I think we're gonna lead them in prayer, and Dirk's gonna get them with the dispel magic wand.
Okay. Let's see. All right, there seems to be no residual magic on them. When you cast, what is it, detect magic earlier, which I assume you do.
Oh yeah.
You see little here and there, like the mayor has some enchantment on them, but it's like only like 2 people in the town, like the mill master and his wife, and the mayor seem to have an enchantment on them. Everybody else, no enchantment at all.
Okay. So we dispel it on those 3?
Yes,
Okay,
it is
excellent.
gone.
Yeah, we might want to. Some paladins might want to just go around the countryside for a while and dispel things on people, because it seems like they've been hitting a lot of towns around here.
All right. The Victoria goes, Mayor, could we put up in your barn, perhaps? I don't see an inn around your town, your good township, but we do need a place to rest. The mayor says, sure. I don't see any harm in it. The barn is free for you to use. You head into the barn. It is damp and smells of manure as you spend the better part of an hour mucking this place out to make it habitable for what used to be 20 paladins is now only down to 12 paladins.
Dang.
The dead are basically being sort of carried along in a travois at this point, making your whole group sort of like a funeral procession as they're carrying around 10 dead bodies. The mayor goes, if you don't mind me asking, Mistress of Battle, like, happened to your men? It's like, we've been fighting vampires up in the moors at this point. You know about the Davenports? Like, I know about the Davenports. They're a wealthy family up on the hill over yonder. They've always they come down and their servants come down here every so often to get some flour. Well, they're horrible undead monsters, and we've been trying to do away with them. Well, I never saw that before, but I'll take your word for it. You're still welcome to rest here in the barn. I'll send Sally and Jake around with some food. It's like, as everybody sort of like finishes mucking out the barn and it's like plops down, various people like set up some fresh hay and start plopping down for a rest. Okay, so let's see here. I need con saves for everybody because you're spent a whole evening fighting effectively with no actual good rest.
Ouch. I believe I'm going to use a luck point on that, please.
18.
19.
What's the DC?
DC is 18.
Whoops.
Just made it.
God damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna try one.
I made
I
it.
Oh
failed.
no,
Shit. Okay, I failed.
I failed. I failed
Same.
badly.
Everybody is zonked out at this point, as you're all like,
I made it.
yeah. So except for
I did too.
I've been on the campaign, but I've been on like numerous campaigns where I didn't sleep for a week. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm also on elves too. I'm also
Yes,
on
that's
Legend
right.
elves too. So
I'll just meditate a little bit, as you notice. Zumlar is basically like. Zumlar normally sits straight up when he meditates, but he's sort of like tilted over sideways with his head like rested on a beam at the moment. It's like, I've never seen
Dirk's-
Zumlar sleep. Is Zumlar actually asleep?
Dirk's gonna hold up his hand and make like the yakking motion.
Okay.
It's giving I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Is that
Okay,
just how it-
so food and drink, some weak beer, some cured meats and cheeses, and some hard bread is brought to you all, as you all take a well-needed meal at this point. As you,
Okay.
as
Dirk's
all
gonna
your
give
stomachs
him.
are grumbling because you just haven't had the opportunity to eat the whole evening.
Dirk's gonna give him 10 gold.
It's like, we appreciate that, good miss. Who might, what might your name be?
My name is Dirk, and we very much appreciate your sanctuary.
Well, we appreciate the paladins. We're God-fearing folk, just as much as the next town.
Has there been anything unusual going on around here that you've noticed? Aside from us?
Not unless you count for the occasional sheep going missing to a wolf, but that's about it.
Okay.
I promise it wasn't me. I just got here.
He's lying. It was totally him.
Okay.
He ate a priest too.
That was an accident. I say clearly joking.
They're just telling stories because they had a rough night. I think
Right.
they'll tell better after they get some sleep.
Thank you very much for all the
All right,
hospitality.
so, okay, who did or did not make their con saves at this point?
Dirk did
I
not
made
make
it.
his con save.
Not.
Okay, so it's Zumlar and who else?
Mack.
Mack.
made it.
Zumlar and Mack. Okay. So you and the Battle Mistress, the two of you and the Battle Mistress seem to be the only ones still awake at this point. Everybody is
Zonked
taking a
out.
well-deserved rest. But all of the three of you feel really, really drowsy. It's like, oh man, it's like, I really want to go to sleep at this point. As you see a group of villagers with farm implements and kitchen knives and forks and clubs all come up to the front of the barn.
Holy sh!
Really?
Oh!
We never get a break.
I will snap out my trance immediately, and I'm like, "Hey, what you guys doing?" Put my hand on my blade.
This would be much easier if you had gone to sleep. Now it's going to be rough.
For you, I was asleep actually, but you guys woke.
Can he
Yeah,
wake
as-
us up? Can Zumlar wake us
Yeah,
up?
Oh, none of you can be woken up because you've all been drugged.
Okay. Oh, with
Lovely.
eating, okay.
That was the actual con save. That was
Well played.
God damn it.
So the bigger heavy, like the three biggest heavy hitters, are awake.
yes.
Hmm.
Sisters of Battle pulls out her ornate longsword. Is like, you may be vampire lovers, but it's like you don't have to die here. Walk away. like,
Violet, you're getting in the way.
like the mayor goes, we unfortunately can't do that. As you notice, all of them at this point, their eyes sort of all glow to the man and woman and the child, as they all basically have something weird and supernatural about them.
I thought we dispelled magic on.
Maybe it happened since then.
It doesn't have to be that. It's like it's that they're sympathizing with the vampires the whole time. I'm just saying that for thematic effect, essentially, all their eyes glow red.
My eyes turn like bright white, kind of like the shine with like vengeance because I'm
Okay,
channeling
so
my vengeance.
initiative, people. There's maybe about 20 villagers,
I'll be
including
right back.
children. Matt, in the back of his mind, is going, "Oh, I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good."
A natural 20.
Well, I didn't want to have to
Mistress
do
of
this.
Battle doesn't care. She's just like, evil must be destroyed wherever it lies. And Zumlar sort of the same opinion. Mack is the only one to basically like, there are kids here. I don't really feel good about this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of vampire sympathizers, but I'll try to spare anyone that isn't immediately trying to attack me.
Well,
Ironic that
the kids will attack you, but it's just like you're at the same time you're going, I don't know if they're fully in control of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to punt
Well,
some babies.
Yeah, punt some babies. Sounds
Punt
like a
the
good plan.
babies!
Don't kick the goddamn baby.
4.
All right, so they got a whopping 11. So who beat out an 11?
I got
I
20.
got an 11, but my dex is also +2.
Okay.
Animal Barbarian.
All right. Well, we're gonna
My
give
initiative
ties
is
to the
plus
PCs.
1.
So,
So
all
I
right.
got,
So you got it
19.
over 11. Mac, you got it over 11. All right. So you guys act first.
I do.
This is poison. That's right. So this is not magical sleep. This is...
Oh, okay. If it was magical sleep, it wouldn't at all.
Well, that's right. So this is not magical sleep at all. But these are normal civilians, so like sleep probably will work on them if you have sleep, whatever. I doubt you. I don't think either of you do offhand, but
I used to. It's like convert it over to
do vengeance. Now you have hunter's mark instead.
yeah. Can I do?
Well, they still seem to
protection
be led by the mayor, so maybe if you could do something about the mayor, you can convince the rest essentially to back off. So,
from protection.
so Zumlar, what are you up to?
Oh, I could use purify food and drink.
Can't purify food and drink after it's already been digested, unfortunately.
I know. That's why I'm like, fuck. Can we go back a scene and say, hey, I purify the food and drink?
No, you may not. Essentially, that's one of those you would have to have thought about that at the time.
I use command on the mayor.
And what are you commanding the mayor to do?
To what should I do? Surrender?
The mayor goes,
Or stand down, I should say.
the mayor chuckles at you, and that is his only response. It's like,
Fine, okay, you'll die.
all right.
These guys
Mac,
know no manners, they'll die.
Oh my god, Hannibal philosophy.
So Mac, you can try to do, you can choose to do subdual damage. You do not have to do lethal damage to these individuals. So
Yeah.
that's your call. That's good.
Oh, didn't want to have to do this. But guess it can't be helped. And I will let out a bloodthirsty howl as I rage.
Alright, got it.
And I will... That's a natural 20
All right.
Hell yeah.
on the mare.
All right. You pretty much give a lethal or non-lethal.
Non-lethal.
All right. You
I'll
give
leave
a
it up to the
solid
paladins to
uppercut
decide their judgment.
to the mayor's chin as he goes flying backwards 10 feet into the rest of the men and women behind him. There's a suitable. Oh.
Oh, still got it. And there's another natural 20 because they're reckless.
As you leap forward and grab the mayor by the neck, and it's like, look, you criminals through it. It's like, I don't know. What,
I'll beat a
what are you saying
motherfucker
to
with another
intimidate the rest of
motherfucker.
this crowd at this point, now that you've got the mayor by the throat.
I'll give you one last chance. You can back away now, or I can keep getting strikes.
All right. Roll intimidation.
Is this strength based or still charisma based?
Strength is fine.
Nat 20.
I rolled a 15. No, 16.
16. All right. All the kids back away. A lot of the women back away. It's just like a angry group of maybe about 8 men remain. It's like, we still outnumber you 2 to 1. It's like,
At that point, I laugh. I'm like,
And at this point, I just sort of howl again and just sort of try and get them all to just disperse.
okay. All right. So you got a good chunk of the 20 people in the crowd to disperse. All the kids and women are backing away slowly at this point. Okay, Zumlar, your turn. Oh no, Zumlar, you did your thing.
so,
Battle Mistress.
Battle
Yeah.
Mistress.
My work is done here. And I just sort of gesture to the battle mistress. The floor is yours.
Battle Mistress casually slams this one guy in the face with her shield, and then pommel smashes another individual to the forehead. Both of them go down in a heap.
Good one.
Oh yeah. We stand battle mistress.
She's like, she points to
love
the group
her.
essentially.
So good.
This doesn't appear to be going your way at this point. Walk away. Walk away. Okay, back up to Zumlar.
I'll shield bash one, another person,
Okay.
and then pretty much backhand another.
All right. You clip with the edge of your shield. Basically, you clip one guy basically directly across the temple, and his eyes actually rolled to hit twice, I guess. First, they have AC 11.
So I hit both times.
All right.
I got a 5 plus 8, and then a 16 plus 8.
All right. About that period of time, the rest of the men basically back away slowly, and then take off at full sprint back to their houses. As you see, the whole township button up as all the shutters and doors get shut, and basically, they're going bang, 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 bang. It's like as everybody retreats to their houses. You spend the next 8 hours, the three of you so you get no restful sleep at all. Essentially, as everybody else wakes up fully refreshed, as just like you had a wonderful sleep, very restful.
Is that a long?
You notice the battle mistress and Zumlar and Mack all have completely bloodshot eyes.
Can I go
Wait.
back into a trance?
Is this Wait, was that like a full rest for us?
That's full rest for everybody else.
Okay.
Zumlar, Mack, and
Battle Mistress.
and the battle mistress all need to basically stand watch over everybody else the whole time. Make sure the villagers don't try to sneak back and burn down the barn or anything along those lines.
Or anything else, right? Yes.
Exactly.
So what restoration do these two need so we can help out since we got to rest,
Well, they need a rest. They need a normal long rest. But okay, so Zumlar and Mack, you have exhaustion at this point.
Oh shit. Are you fuck? Wow.
How far are we from
You've now
London?
been up almost full 24 hours, essentially, without any real good rest.
How far from London are we?
At this point, you're guessing if you get out of Devonshire. What is it? Hold on a second. Let me look up the county name that you're in.
Okay. It sounded
Winchester.
like Worcester, but I think it was Winchester.
You're in Winchestershire, essentially, is the town you're in. So, hold on a second. Okay, so you're in the county of Penrose. You have a sneaking suspicion almost everybody in the county of Penrose is under the sway of the Davenports at this point. So you have maybe about another day and a half's travel to basically get out of the county of Penrose. So if you ride if you pretty much hoof it at a light jog all the way out of here, essentially you'll probably hit the edge of Penrose before dark. You absolutely will hit Penrose before dark if you choose to leave the bodies behind, but the Battlemaster's that seems like an incredibly bad idea, even with the clerical reservations on them. Essentially, if the Davenports get a hold of my men, they will be certainly turned into vampires later on, and I don't want to have to fight my own men.
Is there a church? Is there a church that we can head for that would be, the closest direct route out of there? So maybe we can get out tomorrow.
Well, let's see. You're looking at the map here. Yes, there is another county church, country church on the way out. I'm not quite sure what the symbology means here because it's X'd out. So it may mean that it's not an active church anymore, or maybe a ruin.
But it would still be consecrated, right? Or you could consecrate it, right?
Yes. Now that we've got the clerics and the few clerics we have left are rested, yes, they could consecrate the ground.
What do you think, Battle Mistress?
Well, I think we should head to this church. It seems like a reasonable point as any. Or we should head to the next town.
I think we're going to find more of the same in the next town. Let's try for the church.
Okay.
What do you guys agree?
I 100% agree.
Yeah. Kind of like bounce between churches and stuff like that.
Okay. Let's see here. Everybody pick up one inspiration, essentially, for having defeated Eric Davenport at this point.
So it was Edward.
Edward.
I'm sorry, Edward. Ugh.
Yay, inspirations.
We love inspirations.
All right, and then let's see here. Okay, so you head over to this ruined church, and as you arrive, you see that the steeple is broken in half. There's a large rift in the wall. You can see some feral cats sort of scooting around the ruins of this church. The picket fence around this place has seen better days. It's just seems to be hanging in tatters here and there with one or two rusty nails here and there holding up a board. There's a large cemetery here, probably easily 50, 60 graves, with several of the gravestones having been overturned and the earth appearing. The grave earth seemed to be very fresh, as if the people had been buried here recently. The Battlemaster is sort of poking at some of the graves. Well, my good guess is essentially something's going to come out of these as soon as it gets dark.
Can
Should
I
we put
look
something
around?
over them so they don't come out?
Well, we could spend some time taking all these poor dead folks up, basically, and putting them to a final rest through the burial ritual. But I don't know if we have time for that, because she's looking up at the sky at this point, and you ended up leaving basically Winchestershire relatively late because you had to take a long rest in town.
Right.
So during the day, so you only have maybe about half a day left of daylight. This seems to be the closest option as you arrive here, and and now that you've arrived, it doesn't look like a very good option at all, given that there's a large graveyard next door.
So how many of the 50 graves?
About 2 hours of daylight. We've only got about 2 hours of daylight left. We could dig up all these graves and basically put their residents to rest, but then we wouldn't have time basically to consecrate the church.
So there's 50 or 60 graves. How many of them look like they have fresh dirt?
I'm saying more than probably 75% of them look like their dirt has been recently disturbed, as if somebody goes in and out of that grave during the evening.
Alrighty then. Is
Can we
there
put
any?
like holy water
No,
or something like that?
yeah, the
Is
battle
there-
masters go. We should definitely check out the church, and maybe there might be a monk's hole, or basically a sanctuary underneath the temple grounds, the church grounds itself.
And if we get undead, I mean, we got a bunch of turn undead people here, right? I mean,
That is true.
so we have 2 hours left. Is there anything else we can strike out for on the map that's within 2 hours? I don't want to be caught
Looking around,
countryside.
there's a druid cairn not too far away from here. Supposedly, according to this, it's still active. The druid or druids there might be able to help us. I'm going to note essentially the druids do not have a friendly relationship with us.
Okay. But they probably don't get along well with the vampires in their territory either, huh?
They might have an arrangement with the vampires in this territory.
Oh, that's true. Well, what do you guys think?
I say we look for that sanctuary at the church.
All right.
Okay, I agree.
All right. Well, let's spend some time searching the church. You men, you lot, go search that burial cairn over there. So there's a sort of a low hill that is obviously a burial hill, like an ancient burial hill. And then there's the church itself. Which one do you guys want to search first? And
we
we'll
split
the
them
paladins
in?
go and search the other version. So if you go search the cairn, the burial mound, essentially they will go search the church, or vice versa.
We could. What do you guys think?
I couldn't hear that, Ryan. It broke
So
up.
there's two places to search. There's a burial mound, like an older style burial mound that like druids might use rather than Christians to bury their dead. And then there's the old church. Whichever one you don't search, the paladins will go and search to save time.
I think we're going to end up in the church, so why don't we go to the church and see what's in there?
Okay, so the paladins go search the burial mound. The church has definitely seen better days. There's this place has been abandoned probably 5 or 6 years. There's leaves and cats and rats. There's a big fat raven sort of sitting on the altar that caws at you and whispers, screeches back. The altar itself is like all cattywampus. It's been knocked over and destroyed as if by a person at some point in the past. So it's like there's smash marks in it from like a heavy weapon, like a maul or a mace. As if this place has been looted for goods in the past. The pews are all there's like 2 pews that are still basically relatively solid, and all the other ones have been smashed. And you can see a fire has been set in the middle of the church, probably using the old pews as firewood. There's a little bit of the roof left over in the far right corner by the altar that probably might offer some shelter from the rain. But other than that, it's sort of just bare rafters up to the sky. There seems to be a small monk's door that is partially covered over by rubble in the back. And you're guessing there might be a priest's quarters back there, but it's sort of sealed over by rubble at the moment. And as you sort of walk around to the back of the building, there's a small like iron window, essentially, which is all it is basically a steel cross sort of embedded in a relatively thick stone wall. As you try to peer in through it, essentially, you can't actually make out anything useful. There seems to be a smallish 10 by 15 room behind it that the might have been priest quarters, but you can't. The angle is awkward and is sort of like angled up towards the ceiling, so you can't actually see anything from the floor. So there's a door, and then the altar seems to be smashed. There's probably also worthwhile to check underneath the altar or just the floor of this place to see if there's an underground area, like a basement or a sanctuary beneath this place.
Yeah, I want to start in key areas that I think could have a like entrance.
Right. So there's one obvious one. There's a small monk's door, i.e., like a half height door, sort of leading into the back room that you could see through that sort of portcullis entrance, portcullis window. So there's the back area that seems to be covered. So that monk's door is covered over by rubble at this point. You can just barely see the top of the door frame.
But we might be able to clear enough to put the 8 bodies in there, right? To at least get them out of the middle of everything. Because I don't think there's enough room for 8 bodies and 12 paladins and all of us to be in that one room, right?
That's right.
So, but maybe we could put the bodies in there so they don't get interfered with, and then that would
Fair enough.
Also,
out here.
the entrance for the so-called basement, if it is there, could be in that area too.
It's also
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's also worthwhile to just sort of check the floor and underneath the altar area to see if there's a secret, a trap door.
Going to investigate with a 8, and he got distracted.
Okay, so you see the obvious that I've described to you. You didn't find anything else.
I'm going to use investigate as well.
Okay.
My
Oh,
guidance.
that's a nat 20.
Nice.
20. All right.
Hell yeah.
You notice underneath the Lord's Cross is sort of canted over at this point. You tilt it back up and basically put it back on its pedestal. The image of Christ essentially has long been ripped off the front of the cross. So sort of leaving this very disturbing, basically one hand and one foot still attached to the cross, and the rest of the basically image of Christ is just missing. As you lever it back up into place, you hear this sort of like grating sound underneath the altar. You're guessing the mechanism is broken, however, because the altar does not move out of the way. You just hear a grating sound, and that's it.
I will point to everyone and say, "Hey, there's something there. Let's try to move the altar."
All right, you start shoving the altar in like various different directions. You eventually figure out. Well, it seems to give this way a little bit, but it is definitely jammed. It's going to take some amount of elbow grease to get this thing open.
So I'll say, "Hey, Mack, get your butt over here and help me."
I'll help. Yeah.
So all of these strong back individuals like Mack and Owl and Zumlar all like put their back into it. It's like,
Dirk is going to do it and make a really loud grunting noise while not doing anything. Oh!
Don't be afraid to get out of this.
Okay. All right. A sweaty 10 minutes later, as it's like everybody's face is turning red as you're going, it's giving very, very slightly, and eventually there's a loud snap as if some latch mechanism gives way, and the whole altar shoves to the left, maybe about 10 feet, as let's see here. As Zumlar basically disappears down a stairwell. As,
God!
Make a dex save somewhere.
You just hear Zumlar yell, "Wee!" as he falls. No,
Al and Mack happen to be on the right and left side, but Zumlar was right in the middle, and he just pretty much just pushes the altar away into the abyss. As it's like,
Can I jump down there with him, and then right before we hit the ground, use my fiery teleportation to put us safely on the ground?
No, instead
it saves you from falls, unfortunately.
You hear Zumlar yell, "Son of a bitch!" as he falls, and it's 16.
16. Okay, well, you make your save. So Burnheart and you manage to cushion Zumlar's fall as you both take 3 crushing damage.
Okay.
Are you guys okay down there?
A lot of dust, and it's like they're trying to...
Dirk's going to throw down some dancing lights to see what's going on.
All right, so you zoom some lights down there. There below is what is obviously a lots and lots and lots of bones. So sort of think one of those like the French catacombs where the walls are just like stacks and stacks of bones and skulls, and that is what makes up the wall.
Oh, this is
there's a lovely chandelier made of human bits with melted red wax candles in it. Just like, well,
I don't know why this wasn't what I was expecting in this type of site.
Apple just like looks down. It's like, you guys want a feather duster?
As those of you who don't happen to worship the Christian God are basically like, man, you Christians have some fucked up burial rites.
Right?
Is
Guys are
this
just-
is honoring a body? What is this?
Like,
This is
Did you
this is
get
just
poor?
asking for undead.
like the battle mistress looks down there. It's like it's common practice. Sometimes catacombs run out of space for the dead, so they stack up the bones.
I feel like that's like more disrespectful than cremation. I don't know, man. Your practices are weird.
You know,
No more than sacrificing goats. So it's like, let's take a look. Oh, never mind. The battle mistress is away looking at the
yeah.
cairn.
Dirk's gonna mention in telepathy, Al. Let's not rag on the battle mistress right now. She's doing her
No, I was
best.
gonna say the battle mistress can't be here because she's leading her troops to go look
Oh,
at
great.
the
Good.
burial mound right now. So she is not there to make peanut gallery comments. But those of you who are, since I don't think any of you are Christians actually. So
Mack was raised Christian, but like he never really like he doesn't disrespect Christianity. He just sort of like after
Mac
what he
is
saw
also
in
doing,
Tier
like,
Nog,
normal
it's just sort
burial
of like
rites, like in a graveyard.
Yeah,
Basically, the individuals who worship the one god bury their dead. That they're not
religion
cremated.
and
So,
magic, ironically.
Owl doesn't know shit.
Well, and these may have been done a long time ago, and it's way out in the country. We don't know what happens now.
okay. So anyway, so there is there's a sort of like a catacomb style room full of the bones of the dead that have been carefully stacked up along the walls to make up the walls of this place. There's a chandelier made of human bone that with red candles. The candles have long since burnt away and leaving just sort of like red dripping wax, making it look like the chandelier is dripping blood, which is like even more disturbing. There's a small altar in the center of the room to the one god, with a sort of golden cross sitting on top of it. Except this golden cross, basically, rather than having the body of Christ, has a skull basically embedded in its center.
that's
So like a
a
satanic
little
cult
disturbing.
kind of
The room below is relatively large, just like 20 by 20. There's a there appear to be like 2 caskets literally made of bone in this room.
Well, we should.
So,
this where we-
do we want to do some detect good and evil? And I guess Dirk's gonna cast detect magic.
Okay, so detect magic, looking around, there's some sort of preservation magic over the space, so nothing malevolent per se. There's also divine magic in the form of basically consecration. So this is a place that is consecrated to the one god.
Okay.
Does anybody actually do detect use their paladin divine
I
sense?
can use.
Yeah,
I can
I
use-
will.
Oh. Wait.
Well,
Oh,
all
wait.
the paladins have this ability. So do you want to use your divine sense to detect undead and aberrations and monstrosities?
I do it.
Okay, so you take off a use of that.
Yep.
Al extends her senses into the mystic plane and senses that there are 2 undead inside the coffins.
Oh, icky, gross. No, ew.
Well, let's take care of those before it is dark. Do we
It's
see a way
bad vibes,
to open
yeah.
up the
But you're going, this is weird. This is a consecrated, that you can still sense the consecration around this place, especially with the divine sense. I was like,
Just looks to
They-
Dirk like, how can they get on consecrated ground?
they shouldn't be there.
Like, this feels
So
weird.
there's something unique about these undead that allows them to be here. So they may or may not actually be evil.
Emma's gonna cast protection and from evil and good.
Okay, so you toss that on yourself. Last 10 minutes. All right, so looking around the room, there doesn't seem to be any exits out of this sort of basement area per se, but it is large enough to house your whole team, quote unquote.
Okay. And so if the altar was jammed and anybody's been coming in and
Reclose
out
the
of.
secret entrance, like you could easily be missed by vampire patrols in the evening. So
Okay, I was just wondering if there was any
you
way.
probably do need to do something about like clearing your trail. However, so Burnheart is probably going back out with Pass Without Trace and cleaning up all your trail.
Thanks,
Cleaning up the
Bernard.
scent too.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you cast Pass Without Trace and you hoover up all the trail that you've left going into this place.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
I
that.
guess the tree wouldn't be helpful in hiding us either.
No.
Okay.
That'll make us more stand out.
All right.
I was
But
wondering
it's like the fact that there's undead in here still makes you deeply uncomfortable. Do you pop open one of these things to see what's in there first before you?
Yes,
Everybody,
I will.
come on
How,
down.
how long is it before
I think-
dark?
It is not dark yet. You still maybe have got maybe about an hour left before it gets dark.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
check out what's going on with these.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast Gust a few times to try and get rid of our scent.
Okay, fair enough.
Dark,
Not saying
can you-
Pass Without Trace automatically does that. So
Okay.
it removes all your footprints. It removes all your scent. So people can only magically track you at that point. Like normal tracking doesn't work.
Dirk would like to cast
Okay.
Identify on one of these caskets and see if I can figure anything out.
Okay, well, identifies it as prayer or preservation.
I'm going to open it with my
So
hand
this
on
is
my
the
blade.
same prayer that basically that you use to preserve the dead, effectively.
Okay.
Okay, so you carefully, they're not locked or anything, and they're not particularly heavy. As you lever open the top of one of these caskets, you see the mummified corpse of what is obviously a blonde-haired monk. The body is super emaciated. The eyes have long since withered away into empty sockets. So just sort of think of like a mummified corpse.
So it's pretty old. Okay.
It is at least old enough to be mummified. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Blech.
There's a smell of cinnamon and clove and various other funerary herbs that are there generally to ward away maggots and stave off the stench.
Smells good at least. Wonder what's in there.
Smells like pumpkin spice.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Yes, there's the pumpkin spice mummy in there.
Nobody throw a bone for him. Okay.
Or do we throw a ball to distract him from so he doesn't put it in his mouth? I'm very
So
concerned about
these guys says as they have to be.
They are
good,
undead.
because-
There is no doubt they are undead. A low who disturbs my sleep? As you hear this sort of sepulchral voice like echo around the chamber from everywhere and nowhere at once.
friends, not food.
It has been a very long time. I have long since passed beyond the mortal coil where I have need of food. But do you need aid?
Yeah,
Yes,
very,
We have-
very much so.
vampires pretty much hunting us.
If
We
you are
fight off
battling
the Davenports.
undead, then I, a humble follower of Saint Cuthbert, will aid you. As
Shit.
being in the coffin basically does the vampire levitate up to its feet.
Huh.
Its hands begin to glow with basically like golden white divine energy. Are you of need of healing or a place to stay in sanctuary?
Yeah,
place to stay in
sanctuary sounds
Oh.
good.
Well, and 3 of you guys need healing from your exhaustion. I bet he can help with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, please.
I'm going to try to contact the.
And we've got
Sisters of Mercy.
three that were slain, and they are down. So we are waiting to revive them. But
We have 8 actually, because the Sisters of Mercy.
sorry, yeah, 8.
So the okay, so who runs back and go grabs the Sisters of Mercy at this point?
I will.
Okay.
Well, you need healing, don't you? I could run and get them.
No.
It's a
Well,
whopping
yeah.
3 hit points. I
Yeah.
don't think he's in danger.
Well, I have exhaustion, so.
You also
Yeah.
have exhaustion. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Al goes and runs to the burial cairn. You could hear the sounds of battle going on by the time you arrive. There's a paladin comes stumbling out of the battle cairn with half his face ripped off, and you're going, "Oh shit!"
Do you need help? We got help.
It's like he collapses unconscious at your feet.
Can Owl just like throw him over her shoulder at least and try to like get the battle mistress's attention?
You yell into the cairn. It's like, "We found a place we could rest." It's like, "That's very good to hear because we're gonna need it." As you can hear clang, 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 clang. "Be gone with you!"
Oh Jesus! Why? Is there like any way that they can like disengage at all and follow?
It's like you hear from the battle yelled from the up from the hole, basically from the entrance of the burial mound. It's like, "We'll have this done basically in about 10 more minutes."
Send
Okay.
them wounded.
Well, I don't
Okay.
think anyone's gonna be dead after this. These are not particularly powerful undead. Just they're freaking get back in your grave. Ah!
It's just a flesh wound.
You can hear some more clanging of steel.
Okay, so can Owl start like trying to get at least are the dead nearby that she can start like trying to get them over to the guy to be healed by any chance?
Well, the dead are all sort of like piled up in front of the church at the moment, so you can certainly bring them in to the undead priest. It's like,
Yeah.
That sounds like an oxymoron.
And the guy with his half face missing too.
yes.
No, yeah, he's on my shoulder right now.
You pump, like, use up 1 point of cure light, lay on hands to stabilize him. Okay, so I'll
Okay,
take the
yeah.
guy basically for healing. I'll be right back. It's like,
You
we'll
guys-
join you momentarily once we've cleared the burial mound.
You guys are doing great, honey. And walking away.
Clang, 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 yelling and screaming. All right, so you make it back with the paladin over your shoulder, and okay, the battle mistress and her paladins are otherwise occupied at this point. They seem to be battling more undead inside the burial mound.
They're
So
a little
I
busy. Can you wait a few minutes?
So I see the injured paladin. I rush out towards the assist.
Okay.
Not even thinking. I just run out.
Okay, so you you use up use up 1 first level spell and 18 hit points.
Hmm?
As you assist in taking care of some like heavily armored warrior zombies that seem to have been buried in this mound and don't seem to take very kindly to the living having disturbed their sleep. This is Zumlar recognizes this as a common burial practice, essentially for people following the old gods in Tir na Nog. So it's like it probably wouldn't have been an issue if they hadn't broken in there to begin with. So it's like, but you're sort of loath to say that directly to the battle mistress's face. You could, but it's just like.
Oh,
Contemplating on saying
he's-
to like let on that I'm actually a warrior of Tir na Nog.
But she's treated you with a great deal of respect, even though she knows that you're a knight of Tir na Nog. So
Okay, so I would tell her, like, hey, this is a normal practice of Tir na Nog. I wouldn't have had anything to do and break in.
okay, so you just don't say anything effectively.
Pretty
All
much.
right, so you check what's in the other coffin at this point?
Sure.
Okay, you pop out of the other coffin. There's a sort of rusty suit of plate mail in here, and a sort of spectral knight rises out of the remains. The remains remain in the casket, by the way, and it's a sort of spectral knight in glimmering silver armor, silver shining steel armor rises up out of the coffin. It's like, I am a knight of Saint Cuthbert. Do you have need of undead being vanquished?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Always. Very much. Lots.
Vampires.
Too many, actually.
And undead that will be coming at dusk.
I sense this temple has long since fallen to ruin. Are there undead outside?
We believe there are a lot in the cemetery, and as soon as it gets dark, we believe there's going to be more.
We're gonna be swarmed.
By
kinda like-
vampires.
Then I will do my best, essentially, to rid this place of undead before it gets dark. Then,
Well,
As
aren't
the,
you
uh,
sweet?
as the spiritual knight sort of floats off through a wall, and you're guessing setting off towards the graveyard.
Hey, sir, could I ask you something?
The knight sort of peeks his head back through the wall. Yes.
I'm gonna describe Edward, you know, like with his head getting chopped off and he's still talking. Do you know how we can get rid of him? I don't know if he's quite dead again yet.
It's like that sounds like that vampire sounds vanquished to me.
And he's
Okay,
still
thank you.
talking.
His squishy can't come back together. We're like, no more squish. This squishy can't.
Well, and there's another one. We think Benedict could maybe give him aid, you know? So, like, maybe he's got a clone somewhere. Who knows? I wouldn't count on him being gone.
I don't like squishy.
Such advanced undead basically were not common in my time, so I cannot tell you that one way or the other.
Well, thanks anyway.
I'll pursue him.
Away! As he like, zooms off towards the graveyard.
But before he leaves,
Hey.
I was like, hey, can you help us at dusk too when Edward, if Benedict shows up?
Your opinion is that you should hide in here and hope like Benedict Davenport passes you by, because you don't want to have to go into another fight with him.
But we would have all the paladins now too, all
Yes,
20
but,
paladins.
you're down a significant number of paladins at this point, and Benedict never seems to be at a loss for basically a huge number of vampires and other summoned creatures at his beck and call. So.
Right. That's why Bernhardt has been casting Pass Without a Trace all around to make it look like
Yeah,
we're
so
not
he's
here.
like he's cleaned up the whole area essentially.
Yeah.
So eventually the battle mistress shows up maybe about 30 minutes later. It's the sun is setting over the hills at this point. All right, so I see you've found us a sanctuary at this point. Lovely.
You said 10 minutes. She just looks at her. It's like, you said 10 minutes. You had me worried.
Took a little longer than expected, but I do have a useful cache of these as he pulls out these a sort of chest full of what appears to be unguents and ointments and potions. These healing supplies will, I'm sure, serve us in very good stead. So everybody picks up an additional. There's enough for each of you to take 2 healing potions and a healing salve. So the healing salve is just heal over time. It heals 1 hit point per round for a full minute.
Wow.
That's 60 hit points.
So we brought in the.
No, that's 10 hit points.
10 points.
Well, 6,
we
but
brought
all
him
of us
for a
together,
second.
yeah.
But it's useful insofar, basically, it'll keep you from basically immediately save you from death for a couple rounds.
So 2 potions and 1 save.
2 healing potions and a healing salve.
And the
So
2 potions are 1d8
Can you guys
plus
hear me okay?
yeah, we can hear you.
The 2 potions are 1d8 plus 4 or 1d4 plus 2?
Let's just. I prefer just doing the 1d8 plus 2 because it's
Okay.
simpler to roll, but it's like.
Oh, 1d8 plus 2 it is then, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay, and then let's see. The Battle of Victoria is going. I see you found 2 interesting allies here. They have an air of the holy about them. It's like I've heard of I've heard of spirits that serve beyond their time. Priest, what was your name in life? I'm Priest Orim, and the good knight is Sir Gwyn.
So we brought the paladin, the down Paladin's Inn, and we asked them to be resurrected, correct?
The priest notes it is beyond my power. I lost the ability to bring the dead back from the dead.
Okay.
In exchange for my extended life, essentially, I lost the ability to bring the dead back to life.
Did he help with the exhaustion?
I will see what I can do.
Okay, because the battle mistress had
Well, it
that
doesn't
too.
matter. If you get a long rest this evening, the exhaustion will go away. So. But if you have a fight, obviously, the exhaustion basically will still be there for the fight. Okay, so everybody roll me... roll me a d20 and tell me if you roll a 1 or a 20.
Don't roll. Don't.
17.
15.
Also 17. I'm good.
Ooh, me and Owl 20s.
Yeah.
Emma's not doing well tonight.
Okay.
Hey, it wasn't a 1. That was
just
where
so
we
long
were.
as it's not a 1, essentially. This is just a random encounter check for the evening. Okay, so over the evening, the undead priests, like, there's I've served the one god long beyond more than one lifetime at this point. I think it is time Sir Orim and I reach our final rest. If you could bring our remains to the Grand Temple of St. Mary's, we'll so that we may be interned in the catacomb there. We will be able to finally get our just desserts for our service to St. Cuthbert.
I think that's doable.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I will make I will kneel before them and say it will be done.
I
I'll
appreciate
just, like,
this,
salute.
even
It's
though
like,
you are not
yeah,
of our faith. This like your word as a knight essentially means something to me, as well as the rest of you. May the blessings of Saint Cuthbert be upon you. Essentially, may your spells and swords and weapons strike true into the hearts of undeath. Okay, so you may you may add an additional 2d6 damage to any strike against the undead you want, up to 3 times. And then it's used. As you get the blessing of Saint Cuthbert, the undead slayer.
Yay.
Excuse me. All right, so I think this is a good time to break as any. You do manage to get a long rest this evening. The 20s garnered you the blessing of the priest and the quest to drop off their bones in the Temple of St. Mary's. And you wake early the next...
quick question. On the long rest, do we heal our exhaustion?
Yes, you heal your exhaustion. So
lovely.
So you go down by 1 level of exhaustion per long rest you have. All right, so nothing else that happened during the day. Sir Gwyn returns back a little past dusk, and it's like there are a few minor undead still skeletons and zombies still lurking around in the graveyard nearby. I put them to their final rest. I don't think you should have any fear of them coming back to life and haunting you this evening.
Aw, thank you.
I'll ask, have you seen any, vampire kin or anything that lurking around?
There were no vampires in the graves that I could see, and nor did I see any in the sky or hunting on the ground. That's not to say they won't be around this evening, but hopefully the sanctuary is relatively hard to find, so hopefully they won't find you this evening. And they don't. So you get a restful sleep, and nothing bothers you during the evening.
Did Krishana clean the sanctuary pretty good?
You clean out the sanctuary. You're not quite sure what clean means in a room that is made up of bone, but you at least dust the ground. You dust the floor with a broom.
Yeah, she doesn't want to sleep up there.
Yeah.
Make it at least a little bit not cleaner, but like more tidy, I guess. More
cramped in here with all of
presentery.
you guys and 13 paladins. But
Yeah, but we're really tired, so I think we're gonna sleep
really
well.
tired.
Even if Zumlar snores, I'm not gonna whine.
Okay.
Hey, I snore because I
Okay,
have
so
a broken
everybody's
nose.
back up to full at this point. The spirits are gone by the time you wake up. Only their bones remain. You package them up carefully into bundles from in old bedrolls and put them into the bag of holding, and then head for London. The rest of your travels seem to be mundane and uneventful in comparison to the ordeals you went through in Penrose. But in the future, you're getting the feeling coming back to Penrose is no longer could be nowhere as easy as it was the first time. As the Davenports are well on alert and their allies are well on alert to look for you at this point.
Could Owl adopt one of the feral cats?
Yes, you can certainly adopt a feral cat. Whisper doesn't seem to like the feral cat, but it's like, what sort of feral cat do you want? Do you want a calico, a tabby, a black cat? There's white one as well.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I have this exact cat in mind.
Orange fluff ball. What are you looking for?
Zumlar's gonna pick up a black cat for himself.
Yay! I was thinking, so like there's those like white and tabby cats, like white with tabby spots.
Okay.
But he has the dumbest, tiniest legs because he's a munchkin.
Okay.
Yes.
You find the one mutant cat in the whole. It's still super freaking feral, so it's like it bites you as often as it basically snuggles up to you, but it is your cat nonetheless.
Its name is Bing Bong. I'm so happy.
Bing Bong.
Bing bong.
Ew.
Bing Bong is yes.
Although Lady Emma kind of wants a whatchamacallit.
Well, there's still the big.
Oh yes, I
lady
love
that
those
was sitting on top of the
whatchamacallits.
altar. It's eyeing a lot of you. Was like, what else is around here? So is Lady Emma in the shopping for a familiar as well?
Yeah.
I got everyone.
Okay, there's every sort of cat imaginable here that is not a Siamese. Let's put it that way. So there's long hairs and short hairs.
No Siamese.
But there's no Siamese.
Those are hard to come by.
Well, I'm saying they're mainly an Eastern cat, so you're not going to find them in.
Not in 1900, yeah.
Not in 1900 Britain.
Does someone get a Scottish fold, like a Scottish fold?
You could probably find something like a Scottish fold. So.
Yeah.
Lady Emma wants a
I was just walking out of the church with like 5 cats hanging off of her.
Oh my god, it's so tempting, but I feel like I should stick with one. Unless I can have a tiny army of cats.
I want a tiny army of cats.
I know, right?
Oh god.
You know, I'm in another game where there's a tiny army of cats, and it's pretty impressive.
There is the familiar swarm spell, which allows you to summon up multiple familiars.
I love
If you want to learn that later on, you can certainly have your tiny army of cats.
Yes! Oh my god, I want a tiny army of cats.
Oh my god. Well, if we have 2 tiny armies of cats, then we'll have like one slightly less small army of cats, and we can fight people with our tiny army of cats.
It would be a tsunami of cats.
Yes, I love it.
Yes! Oh my
Zumlar
god.
just has his hand,
So,
his face in his hand.
Lady Emma, just roll an Arcana check to put out some the catnip incense and see how many cats you can attract.
I love when you guys surprise Lawrence. Just saying.
Mac is just looking at this with like a 1,000-yard stare, like, oh god, not again.
So, the swarm of cats,
I'm just gonna say, no way the cats aren't fucking with Mac's tail.
all right, so a small swarm of cats rolls over Lady Emma, and she's all scratched and bit all over the place. It's like, there's, however, this one basically scraggly looking orange tabby that seems to be the runt of the litter that's rubs up against her leg and is going, meow.
Perfect.
All the
Oh,
other
look at the little ragamuffin.
scratch the hell out of you and leave.
So we all have some cats.
No, I'm saying Lady Emma has one orange runty tabby, essentially.
Oh,
Dirk.
Pity on her, and the
Does
rest
n-
basically because we rolled so badly, like scratch the hell out of her for 3 slashing damage.
Dirk rolls his eyes. He is not interested in a cat, or she is not interested in a cat.
What about Zumlar?
Roll one animal
Cats.
handling.
I'm having weird internet issues. I can't load any new pages. Discord is continuing. to
unnatural
oh wait,
twenty.
do I have to roll animal handling for Bing
No,
Bong?
that was your Arcana roll.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All my other web pages have crashed, and I can't load new pages.
Oh, okay.
Lady Emma loves her runty cat.
So I got an unnatural 20.
So,
And I-
Daniel, I think we're almost done, and so you probably just need to close and reload everything, but we're almost
Okay.
done, so I think you can
All
do
right,
that.
so Zumlar, you find like this huge cat, essentially like a Maine Coon. It's all like 18 pounds.
Nice! Shonker! Oh, Lord!
So you find this goon of a cat. It's like, meow.
Nice. I'll give him like a
Excuse me.
big giant steak.
It's like,
Where'd you get that steak from? Holding out on me.
Steak?
I didn't get it from anywhere, and I'll hide like the other steaks that he got from Max Pack.
You know that we've got Whisper, and if there was any steaks hiding anywhere, he already ate them.
right, so
Because-
Zumlar,
Ate
you
through my
got
dog supply in 2 days.
So Zumlar, you got cat bro, and it's like, bro.
Cat.
Bro.
Say now, this is bro. This is bro.
Bruh.
Does
Does he
anyone
have
know
like
where
an
I
attack?
had?
All right, so that'll be it for this evening. You make it back to London without too many issues. You've killed another Davenport at this point, so there's only the Elder Davenport left.
So that's
Um,
Benedict that's left.
That's Benedict Davenport that's left. Yes,
And that's the only one?
that's the only one. That's it. You've killed all the rest. There's still the mansion staff, which you actually haven't necessarily dealt with so far, but Benedict is still out there to be sure.
See, Ryan, if you've been paying attention, you would have known there were 4, and we killed 3 of them.
I'm sorry, I'm filling my head with science bullshit. Wish I could pay
Wouldn't,
attention more
I'm
to
just saying, Lawrence told us all the clues we needed.
Didn't Burnheart he dissociated? So wouldn't he reform somewhere?
Oh, so no, so you've killed what is it? Edward Davenport. Essentially, his final death is just destroying his head. So
Okay.
So as far
so
as we
the
know, he's
the
dead.
various the other members of the Davenport family are nowhere near as tough as what is it? Benedict Davenport, who's the actual senior
He's the
ancient
oldest.
vampire.
Hey, did we level up?
What level are you guys now? You're 8th, right?
You're 8th. I think it's
Sure,
been
why
3
not?
or
Everybody
4,
be
yeah.
9th at this point,
Yay.
and when we hit London, essentially, we'll figure out what to do next.
Okay.
Yay.
Hey guys, should I get a second melee attack, or should I start building towards getting a higher level spell slot?
So, you're druid and what?
You have plenty of paladins and melee types, so you probably might want to be more spellcaster than melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some spell tests. I think.
I was just thinking, if I got paladin, I'd have 2 chances to smite instead of just the 1.
Yeah, but we've got 3 frontliners.
We're
Okay,
we're already
sounds
sort of
good.
drowning in smite.
Okay.
But you know
I have
what you
100 hit points.
what you can do is take a look at your spells that would be available if you level up and see what they might be, right? Because that might inform your decision. And take a look at like the druid table to see what abilities you get. Because sometimes
yeah.
it's
Not
an
to mention
easy
you're focusing
decision
on
and
druid
sometimes
focus.
Oh, I can't wait for level 11 to get improved Divine Smite.
not. That's if you don't die first.
Okay.
Don't jinx it.
Okay, and then